I don't. Mine is not probably. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're gonna do a quick stream check. Swiffer, if you could pull it up and make sure you can hear me,
All right, everyone talk.
or probably hear everyone. Yeah. Everybody.
Talking.
I'm very excited.
Talking. I can hear me on your thing, so I think we're good.
Yeah, it sounds so beautiful.
Okay, good. I kept the settings the same. Welcome to the Cousin Classroom. I'm Professor Drew. This is a beta. This is a soft launch for a project that I think could be a lot of fun. Basically, the name of the game here is getting cousins together. I'm hoping to get, like, less active cousins in the Discord chat eventually together. And everyone kind of explains on each topic that they want. It could be whatever you want. It could be very serious. It could be not serious at all. It could be reducing the stigma of hearing loss and hearing aids, which is where we're going to start with Swiffer. Swiffer, will there be a Q&A? Do you want us to interrupt during to ask questions, or do you want us to not talk at all?
So that's a great question, because my presentation starts with any question. I want to make sure that if anyone has any pressing, just has been sizzling in the back of their mind for the last 10 years about ears, hearing, audiology, hearing aids, I want to make sure that it's addressed today. If we have no questions, totally fine. We can wait till the end.
I can go first.
Question. Is there any cure? Is there a cure for tinnitus? Because I have it really bad.
Okay, great. I won't answer it yet, but I will make sure it's addressed.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
That's good. Get that one. It's a hard word. I get it. Let's see. Try number 2. Nope. Try number 3. Oh, here we go. At what age, on average, should a person begin to worry about their ear health? Hearing health. However, whatever the intelligent way to describe that would be.
Beautiful.
And you get financial compensation if hearing loss is from the workplace.
Good question.
That's awesome. I love all of these questions because I can answer all of them.
Oh man, we gotta have a harder question.
What's the decibel level that is unsafe to be exposed to for X amount of time?
I can absolutely answer that. dB level that's unsafe for X amount of time.
Right. Which is better for my... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, it's okay. Keep going.
Which is better for my ear health? Over-ear headphones or in-ear? I don't know what they're called. The in-ear headphones.
No, yeah, in-ear.
Proper cleaning techniques for cleaning ears for long-term health care, ear health care. I like ear health.
Ear health feels good.
What a term.
This segment brought to you by Q-tips.
No. No Q-tips, actually.
They're great for cleaning the outer ear, which is what it was originally intended, and it literally says on the package, do not insert into ear yet. Here we are, still doing it.
Thank you, Sara.
Isn't there a little winky face right next to it? Like, don't put this in your ear. Wink.
Wait, is there really?
No.
I'm about to read the package. That's
But it feels so good.
Yeah, I always draw it on mine. I draw a little winky eye that says, sure. Brought to you by Canvas. Canva. Whichever one. Canva.
Wait, one second. Yes. Can I just have a comment? I love that you used Canva. I too used Canva. It's fantastic.
Beautiful. I forgot about it until recently, so I had to use it.
The girls use it at school for their presentations.
Amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. One of the biggest things to know is that in audiology, I have learned everything. Red is right. Blue is left. You look at a hearing test, if it has colors, red will represent your right ear, blue represents your left ear. Same thing for the individual ears while you're getting a hearing test. For your hearing aids, red right, blue left. Same thing on a hearing test. The O represents the right ear, and X represents your left ear if they're not color coded. All right. So, the big topic is understanding hearing loss. It is surprisingly more complicated than people understand. Hearing loss is more than your grandpa saying what when you're talking to him at the family get together. It can affect any age or gender, and it can be gradual or sudden. Now, our ear, something that people is not very commonly known, is kind of split into three parts. So sometimes people will say, my inner ear hurts. Well, all right, that's not true. Sorry. What it is, our outer ear is from our outer ear, the part that we can touch, which is called our pinna, has our like earlobe, that whole thing goes to our ear canal. Our ear canal is like its own enclosed space. So it stops when we get to the eardrum. And that's what we risk injuring when we use Q-tips. If you push it in too far, you can burst a hole in the eardrum. It hurts a lot. Sometimes it heals, sometimes it doesn't. And you can really mess yourself up with that. So please avoid Q-tips. I will address how we can properly cleanse the ears. Now, behind the eardrum is actually an open space. This is called our middle ear. It is an air-filled space. In here, we have the three smallest bones in the body, the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. These three bones connect our eardrum to our inner ear. In the middle ear space, this is where when we go on an airplane or travel through the mountains and we feel like our ears get plugged, this is what's happening. The pressure on the outside is changing and the pressure on the inside is not changing. So when we hold our nose and blow, we help equalize that pressure. The air flows in and out of this eustachian tube, helps us equalize the pressure from the outside to the inside. Our actual inner ear is what you'll often see as like this snail-shaped piece, but really our inner ear is completely enclosed in our skull. So sometimes you'll like see what it looks like, but it is inside of our skull. The snail shape is specifically the hearing portion. These little loop-de-loops are specifically our balance portion, but just these little loop-de-loops are not the only thing that contribute to balance. Balance is extremely complicated. Hearing loss can be described in three separate ways. The type. You can have different types of hearing loss. You can have the sensory neural, what's called the sensory neural, or what's considered the permanent type of hearing loss. This is the most common type of hearing loss. And that's damage, that's that permanent hearing damage to the actual little hair cells or the nerve. Conductive hearing loss, that means something's wrong in this air-filled space. Either something's wrong with the bones, you have fluid, the pressure's all wonky, can't clear. That's causing you to hear worse than you do at your inner ear. A mixed hearing loss is a combination of the two. Let's say you are a really old man and you have fluid in your middle ear. You got a mixed hearing loss. You can have different severities. So some people have really mild hearing loss. For people that you maybe would describe as deaf, they probably have severe to profound hearing losses. And then hearing loss can have a certain shape or configuration to it. This is where it gets more complicated. Like it's hard for me to just tell someone, you know, you have a percentage of hearing loss because hearing loss is a range. This is just a visualization of the different types of hearing loss. So sensory neural is caused by aging, noise exposure, different drugs like cancer treatment drugs. If you have a tumor on your nerve or from like blast exposure. The conductive side, fluid. If you get a Q-tip stuck in your ear, that's a foreign object. Allergies, impacted earwax. Mixed, genetic disorders, infections, or head trauma. These are the severities of hearing loss. So these two on the right here, these are what we call audiograms. This is what if someone did a hearing test on you, this is what it'll look like. At the top here, we can see that it is within a certain range. So the y-axis is how loud we make the beeps during the hearing test. So up here, -10 is 0 decibels, all the way to 120 decibels, which is very loud. The x-axis is the pitch. So really low pitch to high pitch. Even though humans hear up to 20,000 hertz, we only test up to 8,000 more commonly. This audiogram, as we can see, if we compare it to the different severities, this would be considered a normal audiogram, a normal hearing test. This person hears within normal limits. Down here, in the low pitches, this person technically hears normal from 250 to 1,000 hertz. But as we get to the higher pitches, starting at 2,000 hertz, we get to a mild, sloping, to a moderate hearing loss. This is probably one of the most common hearing losses that we see for, with aging. This is what it typically looks like. The different shapes. So as you can see, I called this one sloping because it just very gradually slopes down, but it can look different. So these are just showing the right ear. I pulled this from somewhere that was in Turkish, so freckens is just pitch in Turkish. The green dots are the most common hearing loss configurations that we see. We can have sloping, a high frequency hearing loss, or a noise notched. That's very common for when people have worked 30 years in like a factory setting and they didn't wear hearing protection. Does tend to notch hearing in a specific way. Less common are the purple dots, are flat hearing losses, reverse slope or rising, so hearing worse in the lows, rising to better in the highs. And then a U-shaped or a cookie bite. It looks like a little cookie bite was taken out of this hearing loss. We can have symmetrical hearing loss versus asymmetrical. That means both ears hear the same versus one ear is significantly worse. It is quite uncommon to have an asymmetrical hearing loss. That usually means there's something that is causing this, whether it's a growth on the nerve, gun noise exposure, something, or had a sudden hearing loss. This is not very common. Most people tend to lose hearing symmetrically. If you have a sudden hearing loss, it is to be considered a medical emergency. I know it doesn't seem like it, but especially if you suddenly lose hearing and you have like loud ringing in the ear, please go somewhere within the next day or two. We typically need to be treated with steroids within a certain time frame to possibly have improvement in hearing. Sometimes these sudden hearing losses, for a lot of people who don't treat it within a certain time, it is permanent. So why so much negativity surrounding hearing loss and hearing aids? The terms hearing loss and hearing aids have most people imagining someone who is older, like their grandparents or their dad. Many people believe that you'll only lose hearing as you age and associate hearing aids with, quote unquote, being old. Hearing loss can affect anyone. You walk by people every day who are wearing hearing aids, and you would never notice unless you were looking for them. So lots of kids wear hearing aids. This lady actually is wearing a hearing aid. I did have to look close, but there is a very, very thin wire right here. And then there's a piece behind the ear there. Bunch of different styles behind the ear, receiver in canal, in the ear, in the canal, completely in canal, invisible in the canal, different sizes. How do people choose hearing aids? You have to get a hearing test first, no matter what. From there, you just have to follow up with your audiologist or whoever tested you to assess if a hearing aid is recommended and what would be the best for you. There are 6 major hearing aid manufacturers These are them. You will see offshoots from these major manufacturers. Some clinics and audiologists do not work with all of these manufacturers. Many audiologists will have preferences for certain manufacturers. My presentation is not sponsored by any of these companies. So some of the most commonly asked questions by the patients when we're talking about hearing aids: how long do they last? On average, I would say 5 to 7 years. Sometimes people, if they're really, really well maintained, can take them longer. How do you clean them? Keeping them brushed off, not getting them wet. You'll have supplies to change all the parts and pieces, and coming in to see your audiologist regularly. Can they get wet? The rechargeables now are considered to be waterproof. So yes, technically they can get wet. Can I use them with my phone? Absolutely. They now are, it's pretty much like standard feature for them to be Bluetooth compatible with cell phones. So you can listen to your music, your phone calls, podcasts. It's like wearing a Bluetooth headset. And you can download the app and make a bunch of your own adjustments to sound. Okay, am I too young to be wearing... Oh, I didn't finish that. Hearing aids. No. Anyone can wear hearing aids. How much do they cost? This does vary based on if you have insurance coverage or depending on just where you go to get them. Some places are cheaper. Totally not going based off of where I work. They can range from $2,800 for a pair to $5,500 for a pair. And then what's the difference between those price levels to technology levels? You can have these hearing aids, like these exact hearing aids, at all of those different price levels or price points. It's really just how smart the actual hearing aid is, how the inside and the electronics are functioning that makes the price difference. It does seem almost, I don't want to call it a scam. It's not, but there definitely are differences between the different prices, but there has been research that has suggested that people don't perform significantly better from the lowest level to the highest level. All right, quiz time.
I'm ready.
What color is associated with the right ear?
Red.
Red.
Blue. Oh,
Yay, red.
Red for right.
Yes.
What do I win?
thank you, Drew. I needed
Nothing.
that.
Is symmetrical or asymmetrical hearing loss more common?
Symmetrical.
Symmetrical.
Yes.
Yay.
Fun fact, this is my hearing.
Hey.
I technically have normal hearing. It is shaped a little funny though. Not sure why.
Ruh-roh.
Can anyone name one of the shapes / configurations of a hearing loss?
Cookie cutter.
Cookie bite.
Oh my god.
Cookie.
Cookie bite.
Yes. Here's my hearing loss again. Why is it shaped like a cookie bite? I don't know.
You ate too many cookies. You are what you eat.
Yes.
That's science.
True or false? Only 50-plus-year-old men can wear hearing aids.
No.
False.
False.
True.
Philly said false.
Exactly. It is false. That's a big nope.
Nope.
Plenty of people, young people, old people, anyone can wear hearing aids as long as it's
Humans.
appropriate.
Hmm.
I didn't put this in correct ADA format, nor did I include all of my works, but there's
I
the
love that
website.
you cited because I also cited, but I didn't put it in
Beautiful.
myself.
Jeez, I didn't cite anything.
All right. Is there a cure for tinnitus? No. Also, I'll
Really?
pronounce it tinnitus or tinnitus. There's no medication or surgery or anything. I have it too, so I've had it for as long as I can remember. Dad has it. It
I got
is
mine
off.
after loud, like helping with lawn care and stuff.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
you're
got me.
cooked. Oh yeah,
You're
definitely
cooked.
cooked.
You're cooked, Chad.
It's very often a symptom of hearing loss, but not always. Really the only quote unquote cure is that people will listen to sound just to cover up the sound of the ringing.
Heard that for you.
Is it mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
At what age, on average, does someone worry about their hearing health? So, I mean, me personally, I'm always worried about it. But if you feel like something's up, like you have ringing in your ears, or you feel like you struggle with your hearing, it's not a bad thing just to check on it. But I would say on average, usually on average, probably around 50 to 60 years old is where we start to get that aging decline in hearing. Can you give financial compensation of hearing losses caused by work? Yes, that would be through workers' comp. But typically, you would have to work in an environment that is, unless you have a hearing test from prior to when you worked there, or if your place of work does annual screenings, it's hard to really accurately know what has caused a hearing loss. But absolutely, if you work in an environment that has steady loud noise, well, your employer should be either providing hearing protection for you or be working with OSHA. What's the dB level that is unsafe for X amount of time? Depending on if you look at OSHA standards or ANSI standards, it's around 80 to 85 decibels for 8 hours. That's where we start to see hearing damage. As we increase 5 decibels, so from 85 to 90, the amount of time gets cut in half. So 90 decibels for 4 hours, 95 decibels for 2 hours are the increases for hearing damage over time. What's better, over ear or in ear? I actually don't know. I think we're right at the beginning of research, going into research about if we're getting hearing damage from use of headphones, because I mean, I would say steady use of headphones is only started within maybe the last 15 years. So I'm curious to see, like, 20 years from now, what has come out from that.
That makes sense. I feel like, not to interrupt you, well, I guess I will. I see, like, a lot of people with headphones now. And, yeah, I feel like we're only going to find out the effects of that in, like, forever from now. But, yeah.
No, it's something that it's already being talked about. Proper cleaning techniques for your ears. I mean, we've already talked about it's a no for Q-tips. Fine to use it on the outside, like Sarah said. Most people don't technically need to have their ears cleaned. Our ears are self-cleaning. Wax falls out of them naturally. But there are some people who their anatomy doesn't allow that wax to fall out well. I would say if you feel like there's wax in your ears, take you can do the hydrogen peroxide, but dilute it with water, and then very gently flush the ears with not too hot or too cold, but like lukewarm water over the sink, and use like a bulb syringe. Gently flush the ears. That's how you clear the ears. Be careful with temperature, because you can make yourself dizzy if temperature is too extreme. The end. Any other questions?
Good job.
I
dude.
have.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I do have other questions. Go ahead, Nomad.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my clap button.
So I have 2 questions, if possible. First one is personal for me. So my ears get like real messed up on the airplanes, especially, and like it gets really bad where I have like it's lasted for like 3 days sometimes. I have like sharp shooting pain going all the way to like the bottom of my jaw from like the airplane. Is there anything I could do for that, or am I just cooked?
So,
you could be honest.
No, I know. I'm now speaking in terms of from the perspective of a friend and not as an audiologist, because I am not a medical physician. So that sounds like eustachian tube dysfunction. And I mean, I'll recommend seeing an ENT, because they normally prescribe like nasal sprays, or you can have like actual eustachian tube dilation, where they literally open this tube so that you can equalize pressure better. But that's an extreme end of it. Like if you try the nasal sprays and the other options and it's still not working, then we get to that point.
Nomad, are you able to pop your ear on? Are you constantly uncomfortable?
Are you able to Valsalva?
It no, kind of like once it happens, it's there, and it lasts, like I said, kind of for like 3 days. It's
that's.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about it, but do you chew gum? Because moving your jaw around, that's why they recommend chewing gum, and all of that can help equalize everything.
Chewing gum helps me a lot.
Yeah, I've tried it all. The chewing gum, the like big gulp swallowing kind of thing. Like, I've tried it all.
It does sound like you have like the dysfunction, because most people are able to manage it, but like if it's to the point where you're hurting, especially for multiple days, then
And sometimes they help. Have you ever heard of like the ear planes or ear plugs?
Oh yes, I have seen that.
Yeah, sometimes those help, but sometimes it still gets pretty cooked. So I was just curious.
Swiffer, let me know if you want me to stop streaming your.
Oh no, I know I'm still like up. Okay. I'll stop it whenever.
Okay.
And then, if it's all right, I do have a second question.
Yep.
So like, when you think of like glasses, they're supposed to like restore your vision back to like 2020. Do the devices, are they meant to restore the hearing levels back to normal, or do they just enhance it enough where like you can still function?
So yes, that is something that unfortunately sometimes people go through the process and get hearing aids, and they do think that they will be hearing like normal, and unfortunately that is not the case. They are just an aid. They are just their prescription, like to the person, but they are just providing amplification in the areas where the person need it. So if they hear better at the low pitches, they won't amplify so much at the low pitches and then just amplify at the higher pitches. But sometimes when people, especially when we start to get hearing loss, like people can experience distortion of sound even when we're giving them sound back. So, no, it does not bring people back to normal hearing.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Sorry.
I have questions. I'm so sorry if you're done.
No, you're good. I love answering questions about ears.
Oh, good. Funny. Is there any more research that you would like to see done on certain things? Like, I know you were talking about how there's recent research with because of the constant use of headphones. But is there anything else or anything in specific that you would personally like to see or do?
I really liked research when I was participating in it. I am very interested in tinnitus. And there is a lot of research going into treatment, obviously, because it can be detrimental. Like some people do get to a point where it literally drives them crazy. So if we can get to a point where we find a cure or a treatment for it, I know there are they're talking about like electrical stimulation of the tongue as a possible treatment, which is very odd, but interesting. That's like been my main thing.
Second question, are all of your presentations going to be about ears or related to earology?
If I have to go outside of ears, I will think about it.
I mean, it's your choice. I don't really care. Just curious.
My next presentation will be about Neopets.
Awesome.
Oh, yes. I love that.
My girlfriend will be very excited to hear that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Me too. JP and I were actually recently talking about Neopets because he wanted to know the difference between Neopets and something else. Oh, Neopets and Tamagotchi.
Oh my god, they don't know.
Don't tell
Neopets.
them. Wait for the classroom.
Just make them accounts right now.
And then when are you moving in with Bahood, and are you excited?
So our potential move-in date did move, unfortunately, due to the carelessness of the apartment complex, but it should be on or around November 1st. And yes, I am extremely excited.
Last question: is this
Sarah's had a lot of last
real
questions.
estate company related to Drew's?
Nope. If it is, I don't want to hear it, and I don't want it
directly.
recorded. That's for sure.
I'm done.
Yes, please. I have one more question.
Yes.
It's an anatomy question. I'm going through puberty, and my body is having a lot of change. No, I'm just kidding. The eucalyptus tube. Where does it deposit?
In the back of our throat.
That's gross,
So
and I hate
sometimes, yeah. So sometimes people feel like if they ever deal with fluid in the ears, that's very common for children to have fluid in the ears and like ear infections because their anatomy is a little different. But like if people have fluid in the ears, sometimes they say they can feel it in the back of their throat, and it's coming from their ear, and it's disgusting.
That is the worst thing maybe I've ever heard.
Yeah, Drew.
It's
so nice when you take one of those little red pills and your ear unclogs.
I don't like where this
glorious.
is going. I've just been served a pumpkin cookie with chocolate chips in it.
Drew, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, my friend.
You think I'd have learned that by now?
It's a good life lesson. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Swiffer. That was amazing.
Yay.
I have a final question.
Yes, final question.
Can you briefly explain the relationship between the ear, nose, and aka throat? Because there's a specialist that just deal with that, right?
Yes, I currently work for an ear, nose, and throat office. That is where I work.
Yeah. How do the systems connect?
So they technically are all like literally connected. I guess because of all of its interconnection, like the ear connects to the eustachian or with the eustachian tube connects to the throat. The throat obviously leads up into our nose. That's why I assume it is a specialty. But like ENT doctors, they have also their own specializations. So a lot of the ENTs I work with are pretty well rounded, but some of them like really only see nose patients, and some of them really only see throat patients. That's really the most I know about it. Otherwise, I do not know why.
That's excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, really good job, Swiffer. Geez, you've set the bar extremely high. Who would you like to go next?
I want to hear Sarah's uniform rankings really bad.
Okay, I like that a lot. I'm going to change the name to Professor Sara. And Sara, what's the name of your presentation?
NFL uniforms.
NFL uniforms. Ick or what is it? Based or cringe?
That's actually perfect.
Perfect. Done. I don't think people say that anymore, but I will say it.
Nope.
You would have to ask Half Pint. I wouldn't know the answer to that.
Guys, if I could get Half Pint, if we could start pooling our money,
there's no way. There's no way.
However much money that would take, I would happily contribute to that pot to get Half Pint on here.
But my girls don't say it, so I don't think it's a said. But I would also like to pitch in money to get Half.
Yeah, whatever we can do to get Half Pint on here.
Okay.
Tell her she can talk about pottery, whatever she wants.
Okay.
I'll get to work on Cindy.
Beautiful.
Sara, before you go, I have a question. Do we have the...
I will actually not be taking questions, but go ahead.
Never mind.
No.
I was just curious if we have the express consent from the NFL for this.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we're about to get flagged.
We're about to get flagged and taken down hard.
Okay.
Then just write football uniforms. That's fine with me.
Okay,
my boy Roger's showing up.
American football uniforms. Based
yeah,
on
if you don't put the L, we're chilling, Drew. So.
Okay, done. All right, let me make this.
It's so beautiful. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Don't start yet.
Okay.
Why not?
Because I've got to fix the stream. Stand by.
Okay.
And we're golden.
This is my version of American football. I'm just here for the aesthetics. We're going to be talking about the Rivals uniforms first. I took this from a subreddit. They did a lot of the work. I just kind of copied it. They put this as last. I'm fine with that. I'm only going to be doing my favorites. I thought this was funny because the shoulders imitate the NYC manhole cover. Hilarious and totally applicable for the Jets. I really like the Midnight Rams uniforms on this Rival one. I like the horns on the side. I think that's super cute. The dude that did it didn't like the shoulders. I don't hate it. I think it adds a nice contrast. I'm for it. This one, he had it at second, but he's biased because he really likes the Arizona, whatever team it is. I don't remember. I don't care about
The
Arizona.
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
I'm also biased because no, he had this as second. This is my first.
This is fantastic. This is phenomenal.
The first one he had, I'll let you guys know, the subreddit was like NFL V2. The Redditor was sarcastic underscore something, but his name was great. I just like the sarcastic part of it because, you know, sarcasm. Sarcastic underscore rocket. Anyways, this uniform, everything I love. The color palette is amazing. The details on the helmet are superb. I just really enjoyed this one. Now we're going to be talking about home uniforms, regular. These pictures I took from ftw.usatoday.com. Believe the article was written in July 2025. No, not yet. Oh, shh, go away. Sorry. This one is the Panthers. Again, same color scheme as the other one. Love it. Vikings, always been a top favorite of mine. Love the colors.
Should we say anything or not let it ride?
I let it ride. I can go back and we can talk about anything, your opinions that you wish to say later. Cincinnati Bengals, they had it as number 2. They did 12 of them. I'm not doing 12, or I don't know. They did a bunch. Anyways, I think they did 24 actually. They had it as number 2, not my number 2. These are in no particular order. It's a classic. I mean, the stripes, they're really committed to it. I had to give them something for that. The LA Chargers, I like also their commitment to the bolts or whatever you want to refer to them as everywhere. I mean, it's a nice detail. I like that. The side thing. They also have the side thing on the side. Great. Seahawks, again, I like the color scheme. I've always been partial to the Seahawks. Great. No complaints. Atlanta Falcons, again, great color scheme. It's just, it goes well together. I like the lettering. I don't like the Dolphins, but they do have nice colors. And yes, these guys look like Tootsie Rolls. I just can't help it. They look exactly like Tootsie Rolls. I'm not doing this for Drew points, but I'm sorry. Green Bay Packers, classic. I mean, they don't change it up. So it's like a timeless look for them. It's beautiful.
Boo.
I love it.
Preach, queen, preach.
And then a recent favorite of mine have been the Minnesota Vikings. I never cared about them, but I love the mascot. I like the colors. I'm partial to purple,
Taking
so
a
you know.
turn here.
Last but not because it's my favorite, Tampa Bucks. I never really cared about anything about them. I really like these colors. Goes great together. And then just to round it off, this was from the Smithsonian something article written in 2014 by Christian D'Andrea. And it's about soccer versus football. The most problematic thing that I've always had, or question in my mind, is why we call some nations refer to it as football and some refer to it as soccer. And it started in the 1880s. The term soccer came about because it was a shortened version of association. And football was kind of like a broad term used for soccer, football, and rugby. and then they all kind of branched off, and it wasn't until, what does it say here? Brits coined the term soccer in the 1800s to refer to association football. Then it just kind of became the thing. Soccer was favored in America as a way to differentiate against football. And it stayed there. Oh, maybe I didn't write it down. But it stayed on there as after like World War II is really when Brits kind of stopped using the word football and stuck with soccer. And I just thought that was really interesting because we always associate football with American football, but they actually, Brits used to use the word football before any of us. They just kind of stopped using it after a while when they decided they didn't like it anymore. If anyone wants to go back to any slide or talk about anything they wish to comment on, they're more than welcome to.
I have questions and comments.
Okay.
And concerns.
And concerns.
Yeah, I have questions and comments, but we will let the Dungeon Master Drew go first.
Thank you, guys. Sarah, what is Timmerman Industries?
This is part of the slide of free Canva thing that they have.
Thank you, Timmerman Industries. Would it be too much to ask you to go to Google and look up 2 uniforms that I'd like to get your opinion on?
Yes. It would be too much to ask.
Be aware you are streaming your screen here. Look up Packers Throwback Uni 2025. And I'd like a 1 out of 10 for the 2 I'm going to show you, please.
Uniform.
-3.
Okay, let's let everybody be cool.
I am also going to have you Google a uniform.
It's the ones with the brown helmets. The one on the right there, that's kind of the picture, but I want you to see the full helmet. No, that right there.
One?
Yeah, click on that. See if it shows the helmet.
Ew.
You mean the Notre Dame uniform?
That's Dookie Brown.
It is.
Oh,
so if you see the close-up version, it has.
Does it look like a football?
It has the leather helmet that they used to wear like in the 50s.
You know, I Drew likes that one.
Like,
You see it at the bottom?
Yeah, right there.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why Drew likes that one? Because he likes when the Bears used to beat the Packers all the time back in the day.
It's hard to remember because it's been so long.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been that long. Last season it kind of happened, but that's all right. I don't know.
I do
What's the Bears
really like
record last game played? 1-0.
All I know is we didn't get torched by the Browns this season yet.
Well, the season is young.
Yeah, it could,
It could only get worse for the Packers.
So I also want to show you the all white, the Packers all white uni. It is probably my favorite of the past few years. Yeah, the Packer whiteout on the top left with Jordan Love there. Yeah.
The Buccaneers.
I like that they kept it here, but I'm honestly like white ones are blah for me. Not a fan. I would give it like a 3 or a 4.
Okay.
The Bengals did an all white one with like blue ice
that
on it.
That was going to be the one that I asked
that
you
one is
to
cool.
judge.
Yeah.
Bengals all
It's
white.
cool, but it's not like it's.
I think some other people should go, but there's some iconic jerseys I want you to see as well. But I can give other people a floor here.
No, that's not what I want.
Whiteout uniform.
Yeah, try whiteout.
Okay, fine. White out. One word.
Joe Burr.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Those are cool. Those are pretty sharp.
With the helmet.
Sarah doesn't like the white. Sarah likes it when it's
In
got
the
more
snow,
color.
it's cool. It looks really cool in the snow. I don't like stripes. I don't like the stripes.
Well, it's a lot of stripes.
Wow.
It's
I
a
don't like
lot
the
of
Bengals
stripes.
uniforms, but these ones I can get behind.
I like these. These are cool.
It's like a 6 or a 7.
Okay, you know what? I will take the floor and then I will give it back. 2 more to look at. Do the Chargers throwback, the powder blue.
Those are nice.
Those are cool. I like those a lot. Not that. That's too dark. Yeah, the kind of powdery. Not the dark one.
First few.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, those are nice.
The creamsicle is going to be my last one. The Tampa
The
Bay creamsicle.
creamsicle.
Yeah, Tampa's
Yeah,
throwback.
dude, Tampa Bay creamsicle.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay one's really good.
That one's cool.
I like the name.
I think you'll like it. It's very colorful.
Oh,
Yeah.
There it is.
I love it.
It's really good. Yeah. They got some of the best throwbacks. They do have a white version of this, so they flip the colors, but the orange one is definitely the better one.
Yeah. And the old Buccaneer, like, yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right, I yield the floor.
Sarah, where were the bears in that entire presentation?
I'm sorry. They weren't allowed in my presentation.
Oh, wow. My last question is thoughts on Baker Mayfield.
So, racism?
Absolutely not. I have zero thoughts about any people in the NFL or
Baker
anything.
could win MVP this year, guys.
I love Baker.
He's fun to watch. He lowers his shoulder. Big fan.
Baker, yayo.
Sarah, Google him.
Oh, you want to see how? Oh, you want to see if she has a crush on him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
What's? I'm sorry. I don't
Baker?
spell. Like Baker?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
like
is
a
that
Baker.
real? Yeah.
He was on the Browns. He had like a
you've
million
seen him in commercials. Yeah.
But then he stopped doing commercials and he got great.
And he got good at football.
That's crazy. Crazy
Is he
correlation.
cute? No, he's not cute.
That's not Sarah's
mean,
kind of fella, I don't think.
Okay.
He's
No,
my kind
I'm
of fellow,
sorry.
You guys remember when he landed in LA to play for the Rams and like 2 days later led them to
saved his
a
career.
win? Yeah.
He
Literally
plays for
saved
the
his
Bucks. I fucking don't even like.
Yeah,
Bucks.
that's
He
why.
has
That's
played
really
for like
why I asked.
5 different teams in your defense.
The amounts of shits that I care about actual football players is zero.
This is taking a dark turn.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Sarah, I have one concern and then 2 questions if allowed.
Go ahead.
So my concern is that nobody except the United States calls it soccer. Everybody else in the world calls it football or their own variation of it. That's my one concern from like your last slide there. 2 questions if we're comfortable with that concern.
Go ahead.
All right. So first question, what would your ideal color scheme be, right? So like if you're thinking home jersey, you usually get like 3 colors. What are we thinking?
Ravens all the way.
So like black, purple, I don't know, is their last one
Red.
white?
Black, purple,
Right.
purple.
Yeah,
Black,
Ravens
purple, and gray.
or the Panthers. Black, purple, black, blue.
Okay.
Yes, with whatever accent color you want. I'll take it.
So you're like a solid black with the accent color?
Yeah, with a bright accent
Okay.
color, like Mercedes,
All right.
F1 Mercedes colors. That car is amazing.
I like that. I respect that. So now you've done this leads into my second question here. You did American football jerseys here. Have you ever seen any of like the soccer club jerseys?
I have seen the soccer club jerseys.
Because like those have so much more freedom compared to like the NFL in terms of what they can do with their jerseys. And some of them, in my opinion, like if you look up like Liverpool, like alternative jersey, those just are so cool. And I was just wondering what you think about something like that.
I'm overwhelmed with the amount of jerseys options that are available.
That is fair.
Each team
That is
has
so
like
fair.
10 jerseys, don't they? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. My next topic, you would have to either like, or you choose your favorites as you want. My next topic will more than likely be something along the lines of why the second tier NHL has the better mascot names and names in general than any other franchise out there. Because honestly, like MLB sucks. A bunch of birds. Nobody's scared of that. That's
It's a lot of
trash.
birds. It's
My
half
other
birds,
comment
I think.
about the NFL, and this is my last NFL thing that I actually give a shit about, is the Washington Commanders. What a shame. There's a petition out there, or there was a petition out there for Native Americans who wanted to have it go back to Washington Redskins because it was, 1, more intimidating, and 2, the only representation that they had in NFL, and they enjoyed that. And cancel culture, took that away from them. So,
all right, listener, you may be thinking, does Sarah represent the views of all cousins? No, she doesn't. Also, any potential sponsors, obviously she'd be happy once you cut that check to, we can record an apology video. Just make sure that check clears. Sorry, Sarah, go ahead.
Anyways, I signed a petition, and no, I will not be taking it back.
But again, if that check is big enough, she will definitely take that back.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah.
That was lovely. I liked it.
No problem.
Beautiful.
I gotta find I want to put the clapping on a quick thing.
You can
Quick
favorite
react.
them.
You're not my dad.
Oh.
Ooh.
There it is.
Yay.
Yeah, good job, man. Sarah, who's next?
I feel like Nomad is too anxious to go, so he should go last.
I feel like he is the least anxious of all of us.
Yeah. No, I've been.
I mean, he's excited. But what by anxious? I meant
you wanted to have to put. You wanted him to have to wait.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that.
He needs the build up.
Yeah.
He needs that last minute rush of he's going last.
It would be nice to close with one that's good.
And what Sarah is really saying is that I'm still improving my slides as we speak. So.
He's working on making it an hour-long presentation instead of the 10-minute one that we all said we would not pass over.
Oh no, this can go by fast. It'll be fine.
But Hood, do you have anything to present?
Putting him on the spot.
I do not.
Lame.
This next one will be about World of Warcraft, though.
Boo.
Hey, that'd be awesome.
Drew, is there a booing thing for the Hood? Or boo Hood?
There's a quack.
We could do crickets, maybe. Yeah, I like that. Or a sad horn. Yep. Peer pressure's real, Kevin. Fall for it.
Nah.
Marcus Christopher, you want to go next?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
For your Professor MC or is it Professor Marcus? Which do you prefer?
You could just put Professor Marcus, I guess. Yeah.
And what do I put next to it?
Oh, this is just we'll just go with weekly check-in with cousins and friends and family.
Okay, that all didn't
I'll have
fit.
one for next time. But I honestly didn't know it was a thing until not too long ago.
Well, it sounds like your girlfriend let you down a little bit, didn't she?
What the? He had about the same amount of time as all of us. It's only been a few days.
MC, do you want to stream your setup?
Oh no, I've got nothing prepared.
Okay.
I'm just gonna I'll just talk. I mean, it's just gonna be pretty much talking with you guys. You'll see. We'll just talk, and maybe you guys will do most of the talking because I don't like talking. If somebody knows me, I don't talk that much. So.
Marcus Christopher, I have questions for you if you do not have a topic.
I'd like to start. I will. Yeah, I'll take questions though during it.
Professor Marcus, weekly check-in with the cousins. I've started a whiteboard just to give a visual piece to this puzzle.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone too, like always. I gotta be portable. So I'll just start it with this first in Discord, pretty much. Just want to hear how your week went. Really, just what was your high? What was your low?
Do you want honesty, or are you looking for like a real white person? Oh, I did great.
We're sitting around the dinner table and we're like, honey, what was your favorite part of the day?
No, man, you're the only white person here.
Well, that is tough.
Like honesty.
Even better.
But you can honestly, I mean, I don't know what your life's like. You can tell me whatever, really.
You could lie to him and he wouldn't know.
Alexandra, you're first in line.
Holy shit.
Oh, jeez.
No pressure.
I've been going to work all week. I work in an ENT office as an audiologist.
We know that, yeah.
I see lots of patients. I think I had some rude people. Oh wait, no, that was last week. It's been a little bit slow.
It's just been slow at work, or you feel like you've been sluggish?
No, well, I'm always fatigued, but no, it's been slow at work. We're not like I haven't had a lot of patients lately. But I think it's because when our doctors go on vacation, it also kind of reduces how many people we see because we have to see hearing tests for the ENTs.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Otherwise, been chilling.
Cool. So any highs, any lows? Like, what was the good part?
A high is I've been playing Slime Rancher 2, and it's really fun.
What was that? What's it called?
I've been playing Slime Rancher 2, and it's very fun.
Slime Rancher 2?
I played the first one, and it's a pretty wild time.
Really?
Slime Rancher 2 is very similar to the first game. I don't know if it's worth the amount of money I spent on it, but I am having fun with it.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And how far away is work from where you live right now with Kevin?
In the morning, I would say it takes me about 45 minutes on average. Okay. On the way home, it's usually on average about an hour or more.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, is it like bad traffic? Like the
yeah, the traffic's bad on the way home.
Yeah.
Take only highways, so it's not too bad.
Good. All right. Next one line, Bahood. Kevin, how was your week?
Pretty solid week so far. Me and my group in WoW down to the hard difficulty in WoW raid, so that was pretty fun.
Wild raid? Is that?
No,
World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It took us a lot. It took us a long time, so it was a proud moment for the group.
What's the name of your guild?
We don't have like an official name because you don't have to like be in a guild to do any content.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like me and my group of rapscallions.
Very nice. And work? Is it same old same or different?
I mean, I moved to a management position, which has been all right.
That's right. Yep. How's that been?
It's been pretty good. I mean, I'm still between working in the labs and transitioning to the role, so it's taken a bit. They haven't been able to find someone to cover my spot, but I've been going to learn when I can.
Oh shit! So do you have to do both roles then?
Technically, working for a grand total of 6 labs right now.
Oh shit!
And I manage 8 people at the same time. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh yeah, very nice. You have to travel around to different ones, or is it all just the same?
It's all on the same plant.
Oh, okay, good. Very nice. Drew,
good.
How's it been this week?
Sorry, I'm just fine. Yeah, I don't know how vulnerable. Like, should I make a fun joke? Like, I don't understand.
No. You could talk about work or just like whatever you had going on. How's the week going?
Good.
How's your D&D? Did you do any work towards that, or is it work?
A lot of work. I have set myself a goal to be content complete with the D&D story that I've been writing by the end of the year. It is going to be very, very close. It is going to be very tight, and I'm starting to like think about giving myself a break because this is a self-imposed deadline, so nothing will happen if I miss it. But I'm trying to deal with that and not be disappointed in myself because it's a creative process. But I've really enjoyed it, but I'm getting to the part where I'm really deep into it, and I stop and go, "Oh my God, is this even good?"
Oh no.
Which most creative people I've brought that to have said, "Oh yeah, that's where you get to the part where like it's not a walk through the park anymore. It becomes part of kind of like work. Yeah, it's work that I love, but it's
you that's the kind of stuff you bounce off of your girlfriend too, right? Because I mean, like,
definitely.
he does the same thing practically.
Yeah.
All the writing and stuff.
Yeah. But it's been very rewarding. But I'm in more of a, it's hard to describe, but I know what I want it to be now, but I'm crafting a lot of pieces around it. A lot of people on this call are in it, so I'm not going to reveal any details, but I'm very excited about it. But it will be very close. Spoilers. I dedicate at least a few hours a week, but I might start dedicating 2 days a week of writing sessions to try to finish it up, but we'll see.
Did you account for the holidays and stuff like that? Like, you'd be traveling too, right? You want to go to PC?
I just finalized traveling. I'll be in PC for Thanksgiving. I will be in PC or in Ormond for Hanukkah this year, and
fair enough.
Yeah, I actually, this might sound extremely lame, but holidays I don't have at work. I might just write like all day. Like, that is an extremely fun way. Me and my girlfriend will go to like a coffee shop and just write for like hours, and
dang, yeah,
that's a lot of fun. And then we
that's
kind of talk about what we're working on.
Yep. Sip coffee, eat some good like, what do you guys eat? Like the cookies or whatever they have there.
Yeah. We go to a place. You know what? We'll do a shout out. It's called Pour Richards. Pour a cup of coffee. Yep. They roast their own coffee. They also make their own alcohol distillery there as well. And it kicks ass.
Very nice. Okay.
We're in there at least once a week usually.
Sarah, you're up to bat. How's your week?
I can't think back as far back as last Friday. But it was fine. You know, I work at the courthouse as a clerk for probate division, and guardianship. So I spend my Mondays mornings doing audits on inventories and accountings that are filed annually on guardianship plans. I, just take in filings, and it's a lot of case management for probate and guardianship. So it was spent a lot of time of cleaning up all of we had a mess left from other past people, and the cases can get messy. So just cleaning some of that up. Mainly, we had a trial going today and yesterday. They ended up settling, which was kind of great because it was just guardianship trials can get very messy. They were trying to prove that a person was incapacitated, and it really wasn't even about that. It was about a squabble in between family members, which most things, if are becoming contingents in probate or guardianship, are because of squabbles in families. If anybody doesn't know, probate is when we're dealing with life estates. And then that was works. Home life. Esme is currently in honors classes, and she had 2 projects that are due tomorrow, but she waited until last minute today to do them.
Sounds like me.
So yeah, fun times in the household. But she got them done, thankfully. Do they look the best? No, but all of the necessary information is on there, and if she gets deducted 5 to 10 points on looks, I don't think it's a big deal. And if she has a problem with it, I told her when to do her stuff, how to do it, and she did not take my advice. So she can, that's her own thing. Tilly has gotten her grades up. So she's doing better. She's not in honors classes. She doesn't want to be. So that's fine. I went on a walk yesterday evening with the boy and his dog, and he woke me up really early this morning. Is that a high or a low? I don't know. It's just a thing that happened to me. That's my life.
Yep.
Wow. All right. And Adam, last but not least,
Well,
how was it? What'd you do that was fun this week?
well, fun. Honestly, this was like the thing I was looking forward to of the week. So
Okay, very nice.
that was the high of the week for sure.
This is the high right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I know I'm high.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah, no, it's been kind of crazy. So I don't know if everybody knows I'm a PhD student. I joined a lab that had better vibes than it did financial stability. So this week, a lot of grants, which is the only way like labs can get money, were due. So I was kind of doing some pretty gnarly hours. Like I've been getting in at like 7 a.m. and getting home at like 9 or 10, just to try to help collect enough data so we could submit to these grants and hopefully get some money for the lab. So it's been a bit stressful, but it's all right. It comes in waves and it goes in waves. So.
And what was it? You work at a lab as well right now, or is this just for school? Is this school stuff?
So it's kind of both, right? So as a PhD student, you have to take classes, teach, and then also do your own research. So
okay.
Yeah, so I'm not in the same kind of lab that like Kevin is. Like he does quality-esque analytical. I do like pure like research, scientific discovery type things in my lab. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. And what are you working towards? Like, do you have like a very specific thing, or is it just going to be research and you're going to get hired after school's done, and you don't care where you end up? Like research.
So ultimately, actually, the goal is to start my own company. Do like a startup right out of the program. The focus is in more of like biodegradable polymers / polymers that like are designed with purpose. A lot of
polymers. Have you heard of a company called Danimer?
Yes, I have.
You have? Yeah. We made tanks for them at one point, and I think they're doing really bad. They had a contract, a huge contract with Pepsi that went through, and it actually fell through with them. I don't think Pepsi wanted to end up doing something with the plastics or whatever. But yeah, it reminded me of the biodegradable stuff. They actually made tanks for them.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of what I do. And then aside from like school, also we're like renovating our kitchen and our bathrooms at the moment. So like when I get back, there's like no break almost. So it's been a little tough.
Yeah.
But we're still chugging.
Oh yeah.
Still chugging.
Very nice. All right.
Baby.
Appreciate the check-in.
Yeah.
Polymers.
I don't see JP on here.
Polymers with purpose. Can I say the name Perlimers?
You know what? I mean, if you don't fight me, we might have to trademark that.
Yeah, we definitely won't. We won't record this and leave it somewhere. So that's good. That should be easy, no problem. And if this is us listening to this in court later, hi, future us. Sorry this happened. I don't know what dark turn this took, but I'm sorry this happened.
We're laughing.
Somehow, I think it's my fault.
But I'm definitely probably at fault, but not in a legal sense. I got your back, future Drew.
Yeah.
And I will give up my time.
Wait, hold the fuck up. I'm sorry.
What about you? How was your week?
If you're gonna ask us to like tell you our soul spirit here, I need something from you.
Yeah.
This week was good. Yeah, the kids have gone down to 3 days a week. If you don't know, I stay at home. I used to work design in engineering, but I took the pledge to take care of the kids, and I've been doing that for, gosh, that was back in 2022. So I think we're almost on 3 years now, which is insane. And the kids have gone to 3 days a week. We did a
3 days a week. What?
3 days a week at preschool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's practically. I mean, they call it preschool, but yeah, it could be daycare really. But they do half days there. We did do like every day. And then just doing stuff around the house, trying to get the El Camino done before it starts getting too cold. Really want to get the motor done in it. So my dad and I were looking for a 350. 350. I wish JP was on the call. He appreciate that. Me throwing a 350 in it. Other than that, same old same. Nothing too crazy. Got some plants today and like a big tree. Gonna plant some trees, doing some outside work. Taking care of the chimkins, animals, kids, life. Yeah.
This is the most like dad thing you could have done. So if we weren't
That's
aware
true.
of it before, it's honestly right on brand with you. So I'm not surprised because even the way you were asking us like was very dad like how was your week?
How was school? What did you learn about at school?
Your tone was just it was there.
Yeah, I want to keep it light, but I just wanted to my time just to check in. I don't really. I probably could put times towards doing something like y'all did that's like extensive, but I'm not one to be too passionate about shit like that. I just don't know. I don't know
Listen,
what I
you're
could write up.
passionate about raising your kids. That's your day to day. That's a beautiful thing. Also, I forgot to mention one of my highs this week was Esme's birthday, and her birthday on Tuesday. She turned 11.
Oh, 11.
Disgusting.
And Drew says, "Yeah, the car. She got an MR2.
Yeah, that's
First
awesome.
Yeah, a 2014 MR2. That was her car.
That's such a very specific car. Good for her.
I know. It's so weird.
Wait, who does have that? That's Louis, right? He has that car now.
Louis and JP own 3 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not a problem for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely not an issue.
Yeah, definitely great idea and totally fine. Oh yeah, how do I do that?
MC, can I request that one week you teach us how to take care of chickens?
I honestly thought you would make it chickens.
Yeah, I kind of also thought you were gonna do like here's how to take care of the chickens and around the house or something.
I guess like, I could do that.
Best place to get chickens. How do you get a good chicken? What is it?
The best place to get chickens is just have the chicken.
KFC.
I mean, you get a chicken, I guess, from anywhere, and then have the chicken.
That's gonna be your next
there you go.
presentation.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's preview. Preview for the next one.
You know how those old men have those like things your dad never taught you segments? That's what it's going to be.
And you'll like pause throughout being like, I just want you to know if you're watching this, you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
You're doing great.
I know. What is that guy's name on YouTube? He's really good though.
Well, there's only the one.
Yep. What is it?
Yep.
Mr. Beast.
Oh God.
Future President Beast.
Anyway, who's going next?
Yeah.
It's
you get
Adam.
to determine.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, Adam's the only one up, right?
Oh, wait. No, it has to go Drew.
Oh, Drew. Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, Adam, I guess Adam has to go last. So it's Drew
he
now.
can go now. I'll just, yeah.
No, Drew's been waiting
Drew's
long
turn.
enough. I can feel him sweating from
No,
here.
it's Marcus's. Now, everyone be cool. It's Marcus's choice. Everyone be
I'll go with
nice.
Drew. Sorry, Drew. I forgot. Drew, you're up.
Okay, great. All right, let me prep mine real quick. I did not use Canvas. Canva, sorry. Catherine's in Canvas because she has to do all her grading and stuff in there.
Canvas grading sucks ass.
Yeah, she is becoming aware of all that.
It's ass.
RDA. Yeah.
The worst part is the emails.
Yeah, she is like, half of her job is just like trying to do what she wants to do in there. I feel like.
Yep. I feel that.
Do that real quick. What's the best way to do this? You guys vamp
just so
for
we
like
don't
2
delay.
minutes.
Just so we don't delay, when I want to do this, I just hit like share your screen, right?
Yeah.
Like when I'm allowed to?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
If you're allowed to.
Yeah, if I'm allowed to. We'll let the jury decide, I guess.
I have not even done a test of. Oh no, this is the old one. Stand by. Stand by.
Drew's cooked.
I'm fucking cooked. If the work I did on it today, it was only like 2 minutes of work, but if that didn't get saved, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Looks like you gotta do it on the spot, Drew.
I mean, I can.
So the real pressure comes.
Let me just say, mine is not as well researched. I am happy to take questions, but I cannot vouch for anything that I'm saying as true. Where is it? Oh man, if this isn't the finished version, I'm gonna be #cooked chat. Oh no, did I not? Guys, oh, this is terrible.
Drew, do you not have autosave on? Are you living in like the 18th century?
I finished it on my work, and I didn't attach it to the email I sent myself.
The early 2000s all over again.
Oh, brutal. Oh, that is brutal. And I could have done it if actually, Adam, can you go first?
Is this like a ploy? Do you actually have it ready?
Yeah,
or?
no, I have it ready. Adam, you go first. I'm going to open my work laptop, send it to myself attached while you're doing your presentation.
Are you going to pay attention to mine? Or
I will pay attention to nothing else.
All right. I mean, as long as the audience allows, I don't know.
Of course, yes.
Shambles.
That's fine with me.
Sorry, chat.
All right, let's see.
And by chat, I mean, as a nation, I apologize.
Don't forget to change the
Oh yeah, the professor.
Yeah.
What's your professor name?
Adam.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. Sorry, I mean, what is the name of your class?
Sorry about that. I got confused. Wait, what screen do you guys see?
My man.
Nothing yet. Hopefully.
Evolution of a soccer ball.
Okay, I will put evolution of a soccer ball.
Yeah, there we go.
Evolution of a soccer ball.
Evolution of Dance Dance.
Dance Dance Revolution.
It's a great game.
All right, you're clear to move about the cabin.
All right. So today we'll be talking about the evolution of a soccer ball. A little spin from a polymer scientist. I used to call myself a polymer chemist, but then I do too much engineering things, so now I'm just a scientist. I do want to.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute myself.
No, you're good. Please interrupt during. I don't have a question slide because I don't really believe in people having to hold their questions to the end, because then it kind of just creates a weird flow of me having to go back and forth a lot. So if you have any questions during, just send it. This is by yours truly, Professor yours truly, I guess. So my motivation for this is I've always loved soccer. Literally, I've been playing soccer since I could walk. My favorite team is FC Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. Unfortunately, soccer isn't what it is in the States as it is overseas. So I would some of my life goals is to go and watch a Premier League match and Bundesliga match and everything like that. I'm trying to save money to see the World Cup. Hopefully that could happen, but who knows? I'm also trying to get married, so that doesn't help me. So moving on from motivation, we gotta start where it started, right? So the first soccer ball was invented in 1930.
Hey, Adam.
What's up?
Sorry to interrupt. I have your screen up, but it's not on this. It's like not on the slide presentation part.
Really?
We're not in presentation mode. We're like seeing your.
Yeah. Like I can see the.
You see like this one?
Huh.
There should be like a little thing. It looks like a little box with a presenting thing.
Yeah, no, I was on that. Let's see.
So you might have to like represent in Discord, and instead of like sharing the application, maybe share your entire screen.
I got you. Yeah, let's try that.
The screen is black for now. So you just let me know when we're ready to stream it.
So we'll go back. Do we see the motivation?
Yes.
Yes, but we see your presenters mode.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, I showed the wrong screen then. Let me stop streaming. Thank you for this. This is lovely. Oh god.
And Discord's finicky.
Yeah,
So entire. What if I just do my device? No, that'd be crazy. Okay. So I want it on screen 2. Okay, so you guys see the Discord screen now, right?
Holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
is this
and
a
now,
programming screen?
Now
there
you
we
see
go.
this screen?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It's squished, but yes.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, here, ready? Watch this shit. Ooh. Give me a second.
I will black it out.
For some reason, we're seeing Discord the long way.
Yeah, it's because he's on a different monitor.
Yeah, that's because my monitor is the long way.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we're just gonna duplicate the displays, and that should cause our that should be fine, right?
I think that sounds right.
Or you know what? We're just gonna ball out and unplug one of these displays. That is the move. All right, so now we only have one display. What?
This will actually give me the chance to go see if I was able to send myself the correct link.
Yeah, Drew actually just sent me a message asking to stall, so that's what this is right here.
Yeah, this is all part of the game right here.
Yeah. All right, so if we do...
Yay! I've got it.
Okay, Discord not the long way.
Okay.
Okay.
And now this.
Beautiful.
We're set? All right, cool. Sorry, you guys didn't get to see the lovely photos. Okay. So, like I said...
Wait, I don't have a question. I have a comment.
No.
Continue.
JP lives really close to where some of the like pre-games and stuff are going to happen, so keep in touch with him. Also, I know some people who just bought some tickets for the World Cup. Not to make you jealous, but just letting you know.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
They're very expensive.
Yeah, I've got a friend that actually lives in Jersey, and that's where the final is. So I'm trying to finagle some finals
shit, dude,
tickets.
that would be pretty wild.
Yeah, because I'd have room and board covered. It would literally just be like
just
get to the game kind of thing.
What's the Orlando team called?
The Pride or the Lions?
Magic.
You have
the purple one.
The Magic.
We have two. We have both a women's and a men's team, and I'm pretty sure the women's is called the Pride's team.
FC Orlando.
Yeah, I think Orlando
FC.
Yes, I guess Orlando SC. Orlando City SC. I've been to one of those games.
We, Sara and I and several other people went to the first one in Orlando. Do you remember that, Sara?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Old.
Oh.
Ancient.
I actually like the Washington Football Club. Anyway, sorry, derailing Adam's presentation.
No, you're all good. I will say I don't follow any like U.S. based soccer clubs, so the only one I'm like familiar with is the Chicago Fire because I've seen them play a few times. But yeah, no, I follow European soccer. So this is where we're at. So now we see the slides. Very good. So the first soccer ball kind of looks like the first soccer ball, right? Like what you see in the movies is kind of legit. Made in 1930. The soccer ball itself has an internal component which you fill with the air, and then you've got the casing. So the internal components are actually animal bladders that they would fill with air, because they held air well. And then the leather coverings were just legit leather from cattle, or I believe they also use sheep leather, depending on where the ball was made. But you can kind of see the... Oh wait, my laser pointer's gone. Oh no. Alright, here we go. You can kind of see like the evolution, right? Like this just looks like it's from the 1930s. It just makes sense. And then we got some nicer, cooler design looking soccer balls. Maybe Sarah can do another presentation on soccer ball designs, but we'll see.
I know there were a lot of complaints during one of the World Cups about the design that they used for that World Cup, and it was I wanted to hear your opinions on the evolution of the design. Do you agree with it? Is it something we should be changing? What is so wrong with the regular shape that we all grew up kicking?
Yeah, that's a great question. To answer your question, it is the 2010 ball. They made it so good that it was unpredictable when it was kicked in the air. So there was no like thoughtful grooving or patterning into the ball to give it a nice aerodynamic kick. It would go crazy. So that ball is actually banned in professional matches now. And
so it's like a knuckleball.
Yeah, it would like every kick, intentional or not, right? Because when you kick a soccer ball, you can try to intentionally kick a knuckleball. It's very hard. But the most common is either just like a straight power shot or you kind of curve it in. So the 2010 ball was the ball that you would just kick it with your foot once it was in the air. Whatever happened. So we will kind of not necessarily talk too much about the engineering of the balls, but we'll talk about how they've been improved, if that makes sense. And then we could have a deeper discussion if you're not satisfied at the end. So what's wrong with the original design? Going from animals, kind of sad. And right, we got these.
Look at that cute sheep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we got the cute sheep, we got the cute little pigs. Those are the main intestines used for the inner part of the ball. And then we've got the cow leather. And also those types of balls did not fare well against weather conditions. So any kind of rain or moisture, those balls would swell and become oblong shapes. So those are the kind of issues with the original design. Granted, it was kind of sustainable because you used parts of the animal that weren't necessarily used for food, but so the early attempts to improve it, so the big things were they're looking at stitching methods, and that's more kind of towards the ball's durability, performance, how it'd fly in the air kind of thing. Different coating enhancements, so that kind of stuff has to do with making them water resistant, waterproof, because soccer is one of the sports where as long as there's no lightning, you'll still play through the rain. So it's a very easy way to ruin a ball. They also build soccer fields next to ponds for some odd reason. So if the ball goes in the pond, you're kind of cooked. And then also it was very common back then for the bladders of the ball to just pop. So if you step on it too hard or whatever it may be, you kick it too hard, over time that bladder would just pop. So that's kind of been the areas moving forward since that original 1930 ball. So before we talk about like the synthetic polymers, I just want to do a little shout out to the first fully synthetic polymer, which was invented in February 5th of 1907. And it's called Bakelite. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Bakelite. It's like the OG plastic. It was really good for kind of fake jewelry, making things really cheap. That's kind of the big thing about polymers. It is durable, lightweight, easy to make, and also very cheap because most of it just comes from oil. So that was like the first polymer, the first mainstream polymer. Was actually invented for the Second World War. Does anyone know what it was? It was used for parachutes.
Question.
Yeah.
Did he name it Bakelite because it was used for baking? Or did he name it that because his name was Bakeland and he wanted his name on it?
It's a mix of his last name and it points out the lightweight
okay, cool.
material.
I'd do the same shit. It'd be the Drew light guaranteed for sure. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, Adam, what year was this?
1907, right?
Yeah, this one came out in 1907.
Oh,
stayed around for a little bit of time.
If you can see the presentation, MC, check out the thing he made it in. It's worth a gander if you're able to see it on your phone.
Let's see.
Yeah, that is a very common just pressure cooker, essentially. Whoa. That's how most polymers are made.
Wow, very cool.
But yeah, anyway, going back, does anyone have a guess to the first the mainstream polymer made for the Second World War?
Kevin, do it.
I have a bad guess.
Anyone send it. There's no bad ones.
Gun stocks instead of wood?
No.
Okay.
Are you talking about like what they use for Kevlar?
No, Kevlar was actually invented after the Second World War, or like towards the end of the Second World War. Kevlar was invented by, I think it was, well, they all merged now, but I'm pretty sure DuPont invented Kevlar. It was nylon.
Okay.
Nylon 6.6, and it was what they used for the parachutes.
Oh yeah.
To drop in all the boys overseas. So. Yep. And then after the war, they realized nylon 6.6 could be very useful, and that's what all of the like leggings and other type of shapewear clothing was made out of for a very long time. So, all right, I will stop boring you guys about polymers, but we're gonna still talk about polymers. So
gotcha. Zagged on.
Gotcha.
I like polymers. Yeah.
So. What kind of happened was this whole rise of rubber, synthetic polymers, everything like that. Rubber itself is a natural polymer, only if you harvest it from the tree. Otherwise, all other forms of rubber, like the forms in your tires, they're all synthetic. So they were able to replace the animal bladder with rubbers, which improved the air retention, increased ball resilience. So you could kick it a whole lot more. You could step on it. You could lay on it, sit on it, whatever it may be. And that internal housing would stay complete. And then instead of the leather, because the leather, when it gets wet, it gets really heavy and it could just get all messy, they replaced it with synthetic polymers. They did that because it's a whole lot easier to mess with the synthetic polymer than it is something like leather. Leather's a whole lot more delicate. So, the advancements specifically for the internal bladder, right? First of all, before I start the slide, I would like to apologize for the British spelling of sulfur.
Thank you.
I stole the slide from my advisor, and he did his postdoc in the UK, so he thinks he's British. But he's really from Indiana. That's a whole different topic.
That's actually next week's.
Yeah, that's part of next week's topic. So yeah, the whole vulcanization process is what really makes rubber. So there are two types of plastics in the world. There are thermoplastics and thermosets. Thermoplastics are essentially every other plastic except for rubbery based plastics. So anything that kind of feels like a tire, looks like a tire, has that stretchability, that's usually a thermoset. That is almost always vulcanized. So what they do is they basically just take heat and a shit ton of sulfur, and they just create these new bonds that holds it together in this network. Because normally polymers are just these flowy, like spaghetti looking things. If you think about it, a polymer is just a bowl of spaghetti. But then when you vulcanize it, you connect that whole thing. So imagine like you're trying to eat your spaghetti and you can like twirl your fork and get a nice little like coil. If it was a network, you'd twirl your fork and you'd pick up the whole damn bowl. So it'd be pretty difficult to eat in smaller chunks. But the reason we do this is because that makes rubbers significantly more flexible and durable. But there is a cost that we'll talk about towards the end of the presentation. And then also they did a lot more research just into the synthetic polymers themselves for the coatings. Polyurethane is one of the most common and biggest coatings they use for the soccer balls. Polyurethane is also used in a ton of other things. You can kind of see by the schematic here. You got band-aids, tapes, foams. You could make elastomers, so things that are stretchy but still consider the thermoplastic, coatings, adhesives. Polyurethanes are very, very, very commercialized and are just in our daily lives everywhere. And the reason they use this one is, one, the water repellency was very good. It is a material that you can kind of beat a lot and it would still be okay. That's why they used for like shoes, right? You're walking on your shoes every day. You kick a soccer ball gets kicked thousands of times during its quote unquote lifetime, and it still holds up pretty well. Usually where the breaks happen is it pops on the inside somehow or one of the seams busts. It's rarely that the polyurethane ever goes bad. And if you're thinking about like a really cheap soccer ball from like Walmart that's peeling, that's because it's not polyurethane. It's a different, cheaper plastic that they use that they don't care about the performance. But the professional balls are polyurethane based. So here's what we get kind of. So this is the chemistry of the World Cup ball. Like I said, the polyurethane is like the main coating for high-end soccer balls. You have a nylon lining, so that kind of goes between the cover and the bladder just to give it a little bit of wiggle room. That nylon is going to be slightly slippery compared to that polyurethane. And then you just have a butyl bladder, which is just kind of, it's not the same thing as a car tire, but it has the same properties as a car tire, kind of like latex. You guys ever wear like the latex gloves or whatnot, that's kind of the feel and material. It's just a little thicker on the inside. So yeah, this is actually the current design. Oh no, this is an old design. This is from Brazil's World Cup, so I think that was 2016. But looks pretty nice. That's a pretty nice ball. I like that one. And then this is kind of where, in my mind, it gets controversial. So everybody always talks about like the next new cool soccer ball, the next new cool whatever it may be. And unfortunately, in these discussions, you have a bunch of engineers. And all they think of is the lame things like aerodynamics. How are they going to make sure the ball can be kicked more without it breaking? How do you kick it against a brick wall and does it pop? All those lame things. Thermal bonding, so you don't have to use stitching. You can just kind of like glue it together, right? A bunch of things that nobody really cares about, but except for the engineers. So I apologize, engineers. Just a sidebar, also might be another topic for another week, but I believe an engineering job, if you give a 12-year-old like maybe like 4 months of training, they could do the same job an engineer can. So just
engineers
moving on
out
from
here
that
catching
point.
strays.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah, just throwing that out there, but it's okay. It's okay. We
Engineers
love the
and
engineers.
Walmart catching strays, catching heat.
Oh no,
It's
we
not
love
a bad
Walmart.
thing. It's just
It's just a
like
fact.
It's just a fact
like
of life.
a trainable job, just like anything else.
Yeah, I think yeah, if you go to like college to become an engineer, like you should just be allowed to do an apprenticeship and then become an engineer. But it's all right. Here we are. So in my opinion, from a chemist / somebody that kind of cares about the environment, the real innovation isn't like the flight path of the ball, all the aerodynamics, everything like that. It's what happens to the ball once it's dead, right? Because real soccer balls that are used in like professional games, they're used for like one game and then they're done. They're not used again just because they're worried about the performance of the ball over many games. Same thing, like if you think about, I don't know if anyone watches baseball, the ball gets scuffed once, it's done. It's only used again for practice. And then how many practices does it go before the ball is deemed no longer good? And then it just ends up somewhere, usually in the landfill. Something of the sorts. So these synthetic leathers that they use, the polyurethanes, they could take 100 to even 1,000 years, depending on where they end up, to degrade, right? So a soccer ball was made the same year you were born has a pretty good chance to outlive you in terms of being on this earth. And then the rubber bladder, if the rubber isn't natural, like if it doesn't come from the rubber tree, which at this point almost none do, it's going to outlive you. Rubber does not break down due to that vulcanization process. So it makes it strong for the application, but after the fact, you're kind of cooked. There is no, to the current state of science, there's no industrially scalable way to take these plastics and break them down for a purpose that's of equal value. If anything, everyone talks about recycling, which is kind of fake. The only thing you have is upcycling and downcycling. Upcycling is taking something and using it for a higher value material, which doesn't happen often. And then the more common option is downcycling. So they take something that has good properties and then they use it for something that doesn't need as good of properties. But soccer balls, honestly, once they're busted, they just will sit in landfills. Just same as footballs, same as any other ball, basketballs, all of them. They're just going to end up sitting in landfills.
Thanks, Sara.
What was that question? I'm sorry.
Toothbrushes.
Toothbrushes? Oh, yeah. No, it's all of them are cooked, essentially. The only thing that's truly recycled, like on an industrial scale right now, is Coke bottles. So Coke, like any product of Coke, their bottles are the only ones, the ones that say like 100% recycled. That is true because Coca-Cola pays a outrageous amount of money to all of the waste manufacturing plants to collect their bottles, ship it back to them, and then they're able to recycle them. But that is only because only Coke knows exactly what they put in their bottles, and they're designed to be broken down and remade under their very specific conditions. So the real future is kind of simple, but I might, Drew, if we like put this online, I might disappear due to the large petro-based companies in the world. They might come for me. But
RIP. Yep. RIP.
Yeah. But the real future is just creating sustainable polymers that can substitute. They're out there. They come just from plant feedstocks, fungal feedstocks, algae feedstocks, whatever feedstock it may be. Like, it can be done. Kind of some of the research I do is we're making like reusable rubbers, where it's a rubber in properties, but it could also be reshaped just by heat. That's something that we're doing. It's possible. It's just changing the mind and kind of getting into the industry of and competing with the petro-based companies, which is quite difficult. But that's kind of what I'm working towards in my life. So this presentation was like, the motivation was like, I love soccer, but at the same time, like kind of what I hope to make my company. There's so many like single-use plastics that can that are petroleum based, but they don't have to be petroleum based. Like all of the grocery store plastic bags are polyethylene based, low density polyethylene based, super cheap. I'm hopefully going to be publishing a paper before Christmas that is like a complete mimic and replacement of these plastic bag materials, but just the industry itself is very close-minded. They like doing things the same way. So it'd be really cool and really neat to see, you know, like a soccer ball that if it pops or if it gets fucked up somehow, you could send it back to the company and they could reuse all the parts in some way or another and then pump out another soccer ball. But that's kind of that's the real future if we want any chance to keep going well in this world. So yeah, any questions?
That was awesome. I love
Amazing.
it.
That was.
I do have questions.
I will do my best to answer.
Well, you kind of touched on recycling slightly, and this is just very general, but why is it that like they tell us not to recycle some specific plastics. Like,
Yeah.
and they say
One,
okay for like most plastics,
two.
but then they say like these are a no like all around.
So most plastics aren't recyclable. Like I said, the easiest recyclable plastic is PET. Um, the reason it's been said not to recycle certain plastics anymore is because they used to say to recycle it. So every plastic has that code. It's 1 through 7. 7 just being other, which means it's whatever the fuck they want it to be.
Yep.
But the reason why they told you to stop recycling certain plastics is because the US used to ship those plastics to other countries so they could burn it for energy. But those countries have kind of cut ties with the US and stopped asking for our waste. So now they don't want it in the waste stream. Because the hardest part about recycling is mixed waste streams having different types of plastic. Even though like a plastic is like polyurethane, it's very, very different just based on like the actual composition of that polyurethane. So mixed waste streams are the hardest thing to recycle. And honestly, there's so many just like states and counties in the US that say they recycle, and they'll charge you more for a like different color recycling bin, but it all ends up in the same place, unfortunately.
I lived in Oregon, and I didn't use our recycling company because, first of all, they sucked ass. But also, we could just bring most of our plastics to a facility, and we just got money for it.
Yeah, honestly, that's like the best way, and only Crunchy America has that.
What is
like
Crunchy? I lived in rural Oregon.
Yeah, no, that's pretty crunchy.
Oregon, on average, I would say on the median average, is on the crunchy side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like those up north states that kind of say they care about the environment.
Alabama and said, "Hey guys, I need you to take your plastic here."
Yeah, no, it's not gonna go well.
It wasn't gonna go well.
Yeah, but also, Alex, kind of like what I said with Coca-Cola being the only main company that recycles, it's because whatever plastic they tell you it is, it's like majority of that plastic. So it has so many other, whether it's coloring agents, whether it's additives, whatever it may be, it's never that pure plastic. And the companies keep it so proprietary that other companies don't know what's in it, so you can't effectively separate it.
I like the wording that they put on the packaging now for like the BPA statement. It's like we don't intend for it to have BPA, but it might be there. It's like we can't guarantee it's not there.
Yeah, if it has that warning, honestly, I'd avoid it.
I know, yeah. It's like, oh, that's not
BPAs are really bad. That's how Nalgene almost shut down.
Yeah. It fucks up your endocrines and shit.
It's real bad for you.
Yeah.
Just
Any
one
other
other.
questions, please?
I'm sorry, Alex. Did you have another question?
Just one other, and then I'm done. Is the vulcanization process bad for the environment? Like what it really, I guess what it releases it to the air.
No, it doesn't release anything nasty. Like I'm sure you've smelt it if you've ever driven down somebody that was like putting down a new road.
Yeah.
It's just that sulfur smell. Sulfur itself is natural to the earth, so the sulfur emissions aren't anything. It's not like the CO2 or any of the greenhouse gases during that vulcanization process. But if you want to take the perspective of like a green chemist, they would say it's bad because all the energy you have to put in with the heat, and usually that heat comes from coal. So not the sulfur itself, but like the coal burning to create the heat for the vulcanization, that's bad. So honestly, anything you do nowadays is bad, which is kind of,
I was about to say, I think that's like, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the short version is that electric car charges from electricity that's generated likely through a non-green process.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The only way, like, unless you like confirm that your energy comes from like solar, like you're charging your quote unquote electric car with coal still, so it's a taken loss, but the actual vulcanization isn't necessarily bad.
That's all.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. Any others?
Yeah,
Have
I've
you
got
seen
one.
those people who like melt plastic and like create other things either for doing 3D models or printing, and then I mean some of them just go on to like build homes or do something weird or whatever with it. What are your thoughts and feelings about
So are you talking like large scale or like small scale? I'm sorry.
either or, whichever one you have?
I mean, thermoplastics are meant, the reason they're called thermoplastics is because they're activated with heat. So once you go above the melting temperature, then the plastic will start to, the solid plastic will flow like a liquid. So typical plastics, I'll say, are all right. Like the ones you can accessibly buy are usually okay. Certain plastics like ABS specifically, ABS is used in car bumpers, it's used in Legos, it's kind of in a bunch of different yet applicable things. That releases bad compounds. It's actually slightly toxic / cancerous if you're huffing it, so that's not a good thing. But people that try to take, it depends. If the plastic is meant to be like melted and turned into something else, then I would say it's okay. If you are aware of any possible off-gassing, if you're just taking like plastic water bottles and trying to like melt it, I do not advise. Plastic bottles, like a common water bottle, actually has 5 layers. It's got the inside PET layer, it's got an adhesive layer, then it's got a reinforcing layer, another adhesive layer, and then another PET layer on the outside, which you can't see because they're all so small. But if you try to take something and you don't really know what's in it, and then you just start heating it up to the point where it flows, I would say it's probably not good for you to be smelling. If it's in a well-ventilated area, that's fine, I guess. But yeah, it kind of just depends on what the source plastic is that you're heating up and repurposing.
I got a question. How cooked do you think we are, like concerning like PTFE, like or like Teflon and all that? Like, does that come up a lot with like your research and schooling and stuff? Like how fucked up like the process was, like the byproduct of all of that shit. Have you looked that up? Have you seen that?
So fluorinated polymers are actually still a very large field.
Yeah.
Like
Did you see
PTFE.
like they made to get around like the, I don't know what it is, FDA or something. They made just slight variations to the fluoropolymer, like to Teflon, to keep using it. And they've made like thousands or like renditions of thousands of different Teflons so they can keep using it. If it gets banned, they can use this different one. It's just the same shit, just slightly different, right?
Yeah, it just has a slight backbone modification. I mean, they're very good for a reason, right? So that that fluorinated compound in the polymer is very, very good at being extremely inert. It kind of wants to stay by itself, not really interact with other things, which is fine. Like I said, and you mentioned too, there's still, even at my school, Virginia Tech, there's a professor, and he's still he loves fluorinated polymers. He's like, I don't care what they think, I love them. And it's like, all right, cool. I mean, Teflon itself is still everywhere, right? We still use Teflon.
Teflon itself is fine. It's pretty inert, like you said.
Yeah.
the byproduct, whatever it was, like U88 or whatever that bullshit was that comes out of that, is like a killer. It was like polluting the Ohio River, and I forgot what company was it, like DuPont or 3M or something.
Yeah, I think
Just completely decimating the community over there. It is
I think there's
insane.
actually a movie based on that called Dark Waters. I don't know
Yeah,
if
that
that's what
might have
you're
been one I
referencing.
saw a preview for. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it was actually a good movie. I'd give it a watch.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of so it's not the fluorinated polymer like you're saying, it's the byproduct from it,
The
right? So
byproduct.
it's
Yes.
what's needed, and the companies are aware of how fucking nasty it is,
Yes.
and they're also aware of how much it's going to cost them for them to properly dispose it. So they
Yep.
try to get around the disposal with ways of just casually dumping it, thinking nobody would notice.
Yep. And the well water down the Ohio River and all that. It's
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate part of chemistry is there are certain chemicals that are starting to get banned a whole lot more in Europe than the States. There's one thing I use in the lab basically every day. Its nickname is liquid cancer. It's just it, but the problem is it's so good, like that.
Be careful.
It's what it is, right? So the UEE, the European Union, has completely banned that. The states are hesitant, but they're working towards a ban. But something like chloroform is still pretty nasty for you, and it's one of the highest used solvents in like chemical plants because it's good. It's so good. That's the problem. So it's like this nice balance. It goes back to like the people paying the bills versus like the safety of the workers or the safety of the environment, like the health risks that come from it. But I mean, PTFEs, I think they're always going to have a market. They're always going to be made. Will there be an innovation as to how they're made so the byproducts aren't so nasty? Probably not anytime soon, honestly. Companies are very dead set of this worked 30 years ago and it's still working for me. So why change it?
Yeah, we used a shitload of it in the tank industry. It was on all the gaskets. I mean, unless there's a certain acid that would react with it. I mean, PTFE was probably number one gasket we'd use. So.
Oh yeah, I believe that. But yeah. Any questions from Drew or Kevin? Kevin hates me, so probably not.
No, that was fantastic, man. Excellent work. I learned.
Yeah, thank you. I did too. I like that.
I learned.
Cool.
This was very informative all around.
Yeah, I try not to overwhelm with the science either. So I hope it was good.
Well, if you guys enjoy not being overwhelmed by the science, I got some good fucking news for you.
Here we go.
All right, thank you guys for hanging in there. This will be, I believe, the final presentation of the evening. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying, man. Why does it pull up that second screen that's like your preview? Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, I just had to unplug it, honestly.
Professor Drew, where are the aliens?
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
Depends who you ask.
Well, good news. I've got your answer. Share my screen. Yes, that one. All right, let me know when you guys can see it.
True. I like it.
So real quick, thank you guys for coming here. My name is Professor Drew. I'm here to answer a question. Well, I'm not answering it really. I've relied on some extremely intelligent people, writers and scientists, astronomers, astrophysicists, to help me answer this question. Where are the aliens? Brought to you by the Drew Institute of Technology. Now integrated with AI.
What?
Arthur C. Clarke, one of my favorite quotes of all time from one of my favorite games, probably my favorite game of all time. He is a science fiction author. Thank you, Sarah. XCOM, Enemy Unknown. 2 possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. To answer this very big question, we need to understand a few things first. Okay? We're going to get into it a little bit, but I need you to understand the context. So first, we're going to talk about the relative sizes of things. We're going to understand, or try to understand, time on a more macro scale, and our current level of technology and how it relates to time and size. Okay? As we all know, Earth, our beautiful home, is, cosmically speaking, a baby, a goo-goo gaga, dumb little baby, inhabiting a universe of titans. The below is how #small we are, compared just in our solar system. Okay? So that's our little boy right here. How do I pull up that little laser pointer? That was cute. Here's our little boy right here. We're not even the biggest boy in our area. Okay? We're just little guys. We're little goo-goo gaga guys. Oh, do I have to right-click? Oh, I made it wiggle. Oh, there we go. Look at this little guy. Okay? That's the size of the sun behind it. Okay? This is us next to Saturn. Okay? This is us next to Jupiter. You getting a sense here? Look, very small, little baby.
I wish Jupiter was our moon.
Okay. Well, that's not... All right. You, me, Albert Einstein, the work of Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Shakespeare, and every other person ever is on this little dot, okay? That little dot there compared to the rest of the planets. We little, it big. And by it, I mean everything. Okay? This is the observable universe. You can't even see our supercluster. Our supercluster is basically our galaxy, okay? We're infinitesimal. When you get a parking ticket, stub your toe, or poop your pants, you do so cosmically on a grain of sand in a cosmic desert that stretches forever in every direction. It is an unfathomably big universe out there, and our voices may echo through eternity. But will anyone hear them? Oh, I made that bounce, I guess. I'm still learning PowerPoint. Okay, Drew. So we're little. Oh, you know what? I'd like it if someone else read this, actually. Go ahead.
Okay, Drew. So we're little. What does this have to do with anything?
What does this have to do with anything?
Okay, I don't need okay. You know what? I guess I didn't specify. Well, dummy. Would it help to know we aren't just babies in terms of size, but we're also babies in terms of time? Okay, this is the history of our planet, just our planet, which is not by any stretch the oldest planet. Okay? If our planet was 12 hours old, we've existed for 0.2 seconds. Okay? Our planet is not that old, and we are around 1/10 of a second old. Okay? All humans, ever. And this is just to give you an idea of just how small that space is. This is all of Earth. This is us right here at the end. Okay? We're little babies. That was a fun little thing. We young, universe old. Universe very old. Okay? Universe gets put together. A few seconds pass. It gets real hot, then it gets real cold. Okay? Don't worry about all this. We're not going to get into it today. But the universe, billions of millions of years. 14 billion years. Humans sort of existed 7 million years ago-ish. Assuming life got a chance to exist elsewhere, it would statistically have a great head start, right? Because if we exist right up here at the tippy top of this, and solar systems have existed for at least 11 billion years, that means that there's probably a chance that something like our life developed elsewhere in these preceding billions of years before we existed. Okay? Thus, they would, just by having existed billions of years longer than us, likely have more advanced technology, even if they weren't advancing as fast as we were. Stay with me here. Okay, someone read the top here.
Okay, so we are in a cosmic scene.
Sense.
Sense.
This is a tough one.
Infinitesimally. Go ahead.
Infinitesimal and too young to sound out our first word.
That's right. And it's not all baby news. The past few years, when taking a break from hating each other, we managed to launch the most sophisticated telescope to date to observe the heavens. The James Webb Space Telescope. This bad boy has taken some dope pictures, as I will show you now. Also, it looks really cool, like a spaceship. Pretty cool, right? Hands of the pillars of creation.
Pictures.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool as hell, but this is just the beginning. Even with these images, there's just too much universe. We cannot yet pull back the veil of eternity to peer beyond its borders. Not yet. Each of these little stars is just as big as what we're seeing here in this image, right? It's just, there's so much, and we're so small. We're small, we're young, and we're dumb. We're young, dumb, and broke. Okay, so let's recap real quick before I get into it. The universe is impossibly large. We are impossibly small, cosmically babies, and just not smart enough yet. But still, we ask, all together, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3.
Where are the aliens?
Where are the aliens? Good question, gang. This leads me 10 minutes into my presentation about what my presentation is actually about. My favorite theories of why we haven't, and possibly never will, see alien life. I take no credit for this. Before I continue, this is my understanding of these theories. I did not research them extensively. I'm just a huge fan of sci-fi, and this subject really interests me. We're going to talk about my 3 favorite theories.
Yeah.
The Fermi paradox by our boy Enrico Fermi. I think he was an Italian guy. Loved tiramisu. The dark forest and the great filter. Okay. Let's start. Since we're asking questions without answers, let's talk about one more question. The Fermi paradox. Our boy Enrico Fermi knew that there are billions of stars in our galaxy. Many of these stars have planets orbiting in the habitable zone. Many of these stars and planets are older than our sun. So they're older than we are, and they're in a space that could theoretically contain life. Not hundreds, not thousands, millions, okay? Millions of these planets. Our boy asked an important question that you've probably been asking yourself since this started. Since time and space are so vast, and there is such a high probability, almost a mathematical certainty, that there exists extraterrestrial life, where is everybody? Right? Because if they have had billions of years to advance, why don't we see them? We'll come back to that. Let's talk about the dark forest theory. Just in time for spooky season. The dark forest theory poses a simple understanding and an assumption that all life will be wary of all other life. How else could that life have evolved to be able to command the resources of its planet unless it had survived when others didn't? Right? So theoretically, any life that has evolved on a planet has done so protecting itself and keeping itself safe, right? So it could reproduce and continue. So what is the dark forest theory? Essentially, if aliens exist in abundance throughout the universe, and they mean to continue to survive, why wouldn't they remain hidden in order to avoid being targeted? If you're doing well, if you're in a dark forest, imagine this. You and your homies live in a dark forest. It's scary, but you have mastered your section of the forest. Through painstaking efforts and generations of difficulty. And at the center of the forest, there's a clearing. You observe it often, but you never see any other living thing go there. Why? Because if you did, maybe they would have some food you really want, or a cool jacket. So maybe you go out there, kill them, and take their food and their cool jacket. But you have food and a cool jacket that you don't want to lose. So why would you risk it? Why would you allow yourself to be known? This is the crux of the dark forest theory. If sustaining life is important, which, if life is evolved, it must be, and you have nothing to gain by walking into this clearing and announcing yourself, why would you? Why would you broadcast your existence to others that may destroy it? If I'm an alien species that has watched Earth for very long, I'm not sure I would risk greeting them with the easier option. To ensure my own survival would be to destroy them. It's not evil, it's not good, it may just be the nature of our minds. And here's some spooky pictures of some dark forests if you're interested. If you forgot what a dark forest might look like, for the analogy. Maybe it's hubris that makes us think an alien species would think like we do. Maybe they've evolved past the kind of evolutionary developed fear we experience and project onto the dark forest, right? Maybe they're not like us. What if something else is stopping aliens from taking over the galaxy and building megastructures that can be seen from light years away? Or maybe even just saying hi? What if it's something like the Great Filter? This is a Brita filter. This is a Brita filter. This is Brita from Community. What if there is something inevitable that happens to all developed species, something that stops them from becoming galactic superpowers? What if there is an evolution or technology filter? Think of every boundary we've crossed as a species as a filter. What if the conditions for life never got right? What if that first anthropod never sprouted legs? What if that caveman had died out instead of living on? What if the Cold War had ended in nuclear winter? What if that meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs had hit 66 million years later? What if Earth had formed a little bit closer or a little bit further from the sun? Those are all filters that humanity has survived, that other life forms may not have. Here, let me pick my favorite one here. So I like this one. Obviously, it's a little low poly, right? But think of the filter as it could be anything, right? It could be a technology that maybe every advanced civilization eventually comes across. Maybe it's a plague, right? Maybe there's a spaceborne plague out there that when you just go too far out and discover too much, it knocks out all your species. It could be anything, okay? Just think of a filter as something that didn't quite go right. So, if that's true, there are two options for the Great Filter and humanity. One of them is a bit for the pessimists among us, and one is for the idealists, so let's cover both. Option A. Some filter we have already passed was the barrier that stops most life from evolving. We're among the first sentient beings to reach our level of technology and understanding. And we're one of the first ones that's like hurtling forward, right? Maybe we're past that big barrier, whatever it was. Maybe other species, gravity is too strong and they can't get off their planet. Or maybe they can't get over their differences and always end up killing each other in their planet, right? Who knows what that filter may be, but maybe we're already past it. Option B, which is unfortunately much more likely, is that some unknown filter lies before us, and that has stopped all other alien civilizations. Perhaps all civilizations collapse to infighting before they can advance, or maybe there is a virus lingering in space between stars that destroys any civilization that makes contact. Either we are very lucky, or we've been very lucky so far, cosmically speaking. Okay, this is a little, I had to insert this later because I mentioned it, and then I decided to make a slide about it. Let's learn about the Kardashev scale. The Kardashev scale is a cool-sounding but simple principle. Any civilization's galactic power can be measured by how well they harness the energy and resources around them. Makes sense, right? If you're going to be a big galactic power, you've got to be able to manage resources efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Type 0 civilizations, think cave people. You're subsisting on the bare minimum, you're just trying to survive. Type 1 would be a civilization accessing all available energy on its planet. We are somewhere between 0 and 1. Maybe we get to 1 one day, if we can efficiently and correctly use all of our resources without destroying ourselves. Type 2. Type 2 civilizations harness the available energy in their solar system. Think a Dyson sphere, Alderson disk, mega structures that you use to harness the power of your sun, right? That's what you're looking at for your Type 2 civilization. Type 3 is, you guessed it, we're getting more and more powerful. You're capturing all the energy and resources in your galaxy. And just for fun, the Type 6, they basically, some other astrophysicists and some writers came along down the road and kept adding types. A Type 6 would be capable of manipulating elementary particles. And Type 7, which I didn't put here, would be able to manipulate space-time. But we're not here to talk about that, because we're between 0 and 1, okay? For us to be visited by or detect an alien civilization, it bears believing that civilization would have at least eclipsed Type 1 on the Kardashev scale, right? If we're going to see someone or hear from someone out there in space, they will have at least managed to use all the resources on their planet, at the very bare minimum. More so, if someone was past Type 2, wouldn't we be able to see it? We know what planets look like in our beautiful James Webb Telescope. Wouldn't we be able to see an Alderson disk or, whatever they've built to harness the power of their sun? Maybe it's a planet-sized spaceship. Maybe it's not moving like the other planets. Something. But we just haven't seen anything like that. And then I have some cool pictures of some future technology. Layman's terms, if you don't know what a Dyson sphere is, basically is a theory of creating unlimited energy. So you would, and again, very dumbed down version. Imagine you build a sphere around the sun, and all the parts that face the sun on the inside are absorbing its energy through solar panels. Right? So now you've got a ball that is creating endless energy. Which is, obviously a cool dream technology I read about when I was a kid and thought, oh, that sounds fun. An Alderson disk is where, you create a synthetic disk around your solar system, and the sun bobs up and down to create night and day, and everyone lives on this synthetic disk. So it's kind of like we don't have planets here, but we created our own. Anyway, little sidetrack there. To recap, where are the aliens? Are they too afraid to step into the light in fear that others would see them and come to take their resources? Or has some great filter kept all civilizations from reaching the level that would leave a footprint? Or are we lucky? Are we the first ones? Maybe we're the first ones to beat COVID. Maybe every alien civilization gets their own COVID and they don't make it, but we did. Or maybe the truth is much simpler. I'm sure the universe is full of intelligent life. It's just been too intelligent to come here. And this has been my presentation on where
Facts
are the aliens.
Woohoo.
I now open the floor for questions if needed.
Thank you, Drew. That was awesome.
I got questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll save the big one for my next one.
Okay.
Did you name the Dark Forest arc in D&D after the Dark Forest theory?
No.
Okay.
I named it the Dark Forest because it was a placeholder, and I thought for sure I'd come up with a better name for the forest, and then it never happened.
That was good. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Well, then I did.
Second
I planned it and it
question.
was perfect, and you love it.
Second question, is God real?
I can tell you what's in my heart. I can tell you what's cosmically certain. How about I'll make a deal with you. I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What would you say constitutes a god?
The creator.
In like a Christian sense, like not to.
No,
Not
but
to-
one of your timelines shows the creation of the universe. We don't have to get really deep. I figured it would just me asking you if God's real would make you uncomfortable.
I don't want to. It did. I don't want to freak you guys out. This isn't. I love you guys, and I'm sorry if this. The last thing I want to do is alienate any cousin or honorary cousin. This is not theoretical. And I'm really sorry. This is what happened. Maybe there is a white guy with a beard standing over here, and he farted, and that's how it happened. But this is what happened. Hopefully that's not really triggering for anyone.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
But probably not. But also, I think we are so cosmically young that I think there is a lot we don't know about the nature of existence.
We will never know of the very beginning. We'll never understand it. Within our time.
Yeah, not within our time for sure. But yeah, I'm definitely skeptical, but I don't want to take anything away from anyone that brings them any kind of joy or anything like that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, life's hard, whatever it takes.
Yes. One day I was in Oregon, and because of where I lived, I could see the sky. And one day I was just looking out at the night sky, and you really start to think, looking at the stars up there, and you're like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I came back to reality.
Yeah, I don't know if this happened to you, but I had a similar moment. I was sitting on a stump that I used to enjoy sitting on near my house, and you could almost, in that moment, you can almost feel the earth moving beneath you, right? And you could feel how small and how vast things are. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. If you ever, camping is difficult and not super fun. I don't care what people tell you, but there is some magic to it. Just you and the universe.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
Backpacking, get out there in the middle of nowhere.
It really makes you feel like, oh, that meeting I messed up. Maybe that didn't matter so much.
My brother recommends backpacking, but then also has the scariest story of all time, where he heard scary noises while he was backpacking alone in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It gets the blood flowing.
It does not discount for the other positive attributes to backpacking.
Yeah, and plus this mess. I'm not trying to discourage it. It's yeah, there's something for it, but just take a moment when it's at night and there's no bad light. Just look up there and let yourself enjoy that for a minute, because it's
do a meditation. Yeah,
it's a beautiful world out there, and there's some great sci-fi that got me started down this road. When I was 12, 13, and I've loved this stuff ever since.
Drew, I have some questions, if allowed.
If it's like making you refute your religious beliefs, you can just skip to the end, and I respect them, and you're probably right.
Adam,
don't even worry about it.
Do it.
Don't worry, Drew.
Okay.
It's not about that.
Okay, good.
So I'm trying to think where I should start.
How many do you have notes in front of you?
I've got a sticky note. I've been
my God.
writing all my questions on sticky notes for everybody. That's how I roll.
Same, but computer sticky note.
Oh, physical. So, Drew, first question we'll start with. Do we want to find the aliens? Will we stand a chance against the aliens? What are we looking like?
I tried to keep this in a let's do the fun version of this. Most outcomes of us finding an alien end up in very bad for humanity. Yeah. Yeah. Because think about how if we combined all our efforts tomorrow, we could definitely maybe get to Mars, right? But if we found someone who had the capability to get to our solar system in and out of it, our resource, it would be very bad. It would be what happened when Columbus rolled up on the Americas.
Yeah.
It did not go so great for, again, I hope I don't trigger anyone. It did not go so great for the people that lived here.
Yeah, no, worse than that. We're just the ants.
Yeah.
Or the ants in the ground.
Yeah. They would be like, oh, that's really cute. It would not even be a thing.
Yep.
The odds that we would find someone on a similar evolutionary scale, it makes amazing movies, right? And I love it, but is infinitesimally small.
All right. Second question is personal.
Oh, God.
Opinion based. Personal opinion based, not personal. Sorry.
Are you going to ask me what the best part of my week was? Because I already covered that.
No.
Okay.
No. Do you think the people that believe in aliens, I'm guessing such as yourself, is there a difference between believing in aliens and believing in ghosts?
Ooh.
Yes. I have a great ghosts rebuttal.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm definitely not. I'm definitely a skeptic in every sense, but also like tomorrow, if I got a ghost up my ass, I would say, hey guys, ghosts are real. Why I don't believe in ghosts is that they would. I do not think they would speak English, and I don't think they would ever be white. I think the ghosts, especially in the places I've lived, would definitely be indigenous peoples or wronged peoples, and they would not be people who got murdered by their husband. You know what I mean? They'd be people who had their whole family shot in front of. Like, if ghosts are created by atrocity, there aren't enough ghosts for those people. Does that make sense?
Mm.
The places where the most atrocities have happened would have more ghost reportings, and they have like less, or like in like the margin does not make any sense. So yeah, I guess I mean, you know, I guess I'm open to it, but no, currently, no, I don't think so.
Okay. Do you think we should? This is another.
We're gonna watch this back, and there's a ghost behind me that's like squeezing my neck.
The third question for Adam is: do you think we should start a paranormal investigation team?
You guys have a great fucking time.
So. No, I was gonna say, do you think we are doing enough to probe the universe to see or to try to disprove any of these theories? Like, has there been any substantial work to try to like say they're correct, disprove them, whatever it may be?
Yes. Well, no. Are we doing enough? No. Am I happy that some has been done? Yes. Like the Voyager probe is incredible. Like, I love a lot of work that a lot of very important people are doing at observatories around the world, but it's just it's just so much. Like, and every radio signal, we don't have a great understanding of like how signals are affected across space-time yet. Like, we now know that gravity affects light, right? But like, there's so much we don't understand about communication on that level that like, if we got something out, would it even be registered as something manufactured? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the same way coming in, right? Is this cosmic radiation, or is that just several alien species communicating, right? We just don't have anything close to that understanding. But yeah, some people dedicate their whole lives to it, and I think that's a worthy pursuit.
I'm sorry, but we know more about outer space than we know about our discovering new life forms in our ocean. So it's sort of troubling to me that we're still putting so much research and energy into studying outer space, which is a great and noble effort, yes. But we barely know our oceans as well as we know outer space, and that is more deeply, profoundly troubling to me than anything else. Like, a new species of sharks was just discovered. It's a bioluminescent mini shark, and that's the cutest thing in my life.
100% agree. Unfortunately, on our current trajectory, we're not going to get to learn enough about either of them before it all comes crashing down. But
True.
I mean, like, I don't know, or I could give you the good version of like, yeah, it's all going to work out. It's going to be great.
I mean, I think. Sorry, Drew. I have two more questions.
No,
I promise they're not too long. At least the last one isn't. It kind of ties lovely into Sarah's opinion there. Do you think this adventure should be spearheaded by governments, not just the U.S., but just governments in general, or should it be like private funding going into this kind of stuff?
Gosh, you know, that's such a bigger conversation that I've thought about a lot, is because generally in the past, the only people that commanded enough capital to make a difference was the government. The only person who could possibly spend billions of dollars to do this kind of thing was the government. And that's changed. Do I trust more that the government would do it correctly, or fucking some random billionaire that fuck, man, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't look down the barrel of any advancement, you know, but gosh, my trust in government is at an all-time low. So I guess the theory of like an eccentric but well-meaning committee of dudes scientists could do it better.
Yeah,
but does that doesn't even exist right now? Or that those people do exist, but they don't command the billions? Like, I don't know. It's a good question though. Like, if NASA loses more funding, like NASA's not even NASA, anymore. Anyway, sorry, that could be a whole other presentation that I could do.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I had a friend that worked for NASA.
Yeah.
And he kind of essentially got out because he's like, NASA might not be a thing in the next 10 years.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
10,
that's just how
years.
it's going.
Like, it might be a fucking museum piece that we talk about. Yeah, totally.
Right. And then, all right, last question. How do you feel about light pollution? Right.
Yeah.
You like seeing all this stuff. How do you feel about it? Because going from somewhere like Chicago to Virginia, like sometimes driving at the night here, I'm like, this is kind of terrifying. But then it's also like
beautiful.
It's kind of nice how like dark it is. Like, it's supposed to be like that. Like back home, there's a street light every fucking 10 feet, and here it's like, good luck, bud.
Yeah, it's the same in Philly. My feeling most about it is sad, not because like there are so many people that will live their whole lives in cities and well-developed areas that will never experience what I did sitting on my stump. Like, and it is scary, especially if you're like, I can remember my friend's car. We used to hang out in high school. His car died because his gas meter didn't work. Anyway, that's another story. So we're on this country road. We're 5 miles from anything. I'm the only one with a cell phone and it's broken. And like, you're staring up at the sky. You know that nothing matters now. And you're pushing a Cadillac uphill. And, but there's also something magical to it. I just think a lot of people who live in cities or light pollution, like places with lots of light pollution, there's something beautiful about it and life affirming and important about seeing that. That some people will never see, which is such a bummer. But what are you gonna do? People need their fucking lights.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, Drew.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed doing it.
Drew, I have questions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Touching on some of the previous questions in regards to other life forms, what do you give to some people's theories that we were deposited here by a different life form, and then they come and check in on us or something stupid like that? And some people believe that there's a because there is light travel is so extensive, we're being observed by other light forms, but they're seeing images, from the early 1900s because of the way that there's that delay in travel.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Before I answer your question, it reminded me of one of my favorite short stories growing up that got me into like sci-fi and asking these sorts of weird questions. Is like, if you could somehow teleport to Mars and then somehow have a telescope that was strong enough to see the Earth, you could watch your own past, right? Because that's how much time it takes to get there. So like, I love questions like that and about the nature of time and how it really is just about where you're standing. I think that's totally possible. The thing I don't love about it is any belief system that is triggered by something else put me here. Like, a lot of people have trouble reckoning with accident. Something about them thinking their existence is an accident. Like, I think it has, like, a lot of people don't latch onto that easily. But people don't understand just how long time is. And how long we were nothing. And how long the bubbling froth of, like, weird life started hatching. Like, yeah. So I'm open to that possibility that, like, maybe an advanced civilization dropped the Drew seed, as I know it, that created humanity. It's definitely possible. but I think it's more likely that just like a fucking meteor hit our soupy Earth, and there was a goober on it that got too hot and made another goober. You know.
That's
the scientific way to describe it.
We're too well adapted to this universe or to this planet to really have come from anywhere else. Is my personal
yeah, for sure.
So there's no way that I like to think of it in theory, but there's just no way that it could have, in my mind, happened like that. Also, just last thing, do speak about your early inspiration into the thinking about this. Like, what are those sources?
Great question, Sarah. Thank you so much. I'm trying to do it like a TED Talk. Reading a lot. Watching all the movies I could about it once I understood. Watching The Matrix and starting to ask questions. But what really set me off, oh man, anything old Asimov. So I got this old book of short stories that like guys like Arthur C. Clarke and these guys who would basically write. There weren't sci-fi books a long time ago because a publisher would like laugh at you because they're like, this isn't Shakespeare. What the fuck is this? Are you high? But like they would make their own like magazines and their own subscriptions where you would get like little books and little collections. And picking up stuff like that at old bookstores and then reading it and being like, oh my god. One story I'd like to shout out, The Sound of Thunder, if you've never read that one. It's about time travel. That is where the butterfly wing, like where that whole analogy comes from. That was a big one for me. It's short too. If you ever want to read it, like it'll take you, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay.
There's another one called not the Time Machine. A guy that's a time machine. Spoilers for the second half of the short story. I forget the name of the story. But he realizes it takes double the power to go back in time as it does to go forward. So he runs a test. He goes 10 years in the future, but he realizes he doesn't have the power to go back. So he loses his family. He loses everything. And he continues to go forward, hoping that he can find a time that has enough energy for him to go back, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this happens, over and over again, and eventually he realizes he can never go back, right? So he's lost, like he's devastated. So he decides he's going to turn his machine all the way on, never turn it off again, and see the end of the universe. Spoiler alert, he does. And he's distraught, and he sees the last light wink out of existence. And then he sees the Big Bang. And then he sees dinosaurs, and he sees the Middle Ages, and eventually he stops the time machine. And he gets out, and his wife says, oh, that, it didn't take you very long. And stories like that, where it was the perfect mix of sci-fi and like, holy shit, could that be real? Could that be real? As a young Drew. And also great storytelling, Yeah. So a lot of sci-fi short stories for sure, and then movies. Like, just love movies, still do. Consume if you're a young person. Consume all the cool media you can. Read all the books you can because you'll think of something for your D&D campaign 25 years later, and you'll love it.
Drew, I had a question, or just kind of spitball with something with the time travel, or going like the speed of light, right?
That's tricky. The smarter people, basically the speed of light stuff.
Yeah.
If as a thing gets closer to the speed of light, its mass increases.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a point where it doesn't make any sense. If anything moved at the speed of light that had mass, it would just like immediately implode. So it's not possible as we understand it.
Exactly. Yeah. So if we got close, there's we would travel too far away. You travel far away, you get where you want to go faster, but you'd never be able to talk back to.
Right. Like, and another one, you guys are getting me psyched. If you guys still want more of this, I was gonna pitch to do something else next time. But like the universe expansion
all
stuff.
At the same Same street right here. Yeah.
I love that stuff. That stuff's fascinating. That the universe is likely not unlimited is like becoming kind of understood, but like, what does that mean, right? Then what's past that, and what's the nature of understand? We're barely figuring out dark matter, black holes. Like, yeah, I'd love to talk more about this stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of problems with space travel, including light speed and the how that would even work.
Yep. Yeah. You'd have to wrinkle space to
and
get somewhere instantly and then come back.
Has solved a bunch of problems like that. One of my favorites is in Futurama, a very underrated TV show. They move space around the ship instead of the ship moving through space.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But yeah, like I just love how sci-fi takes these impossible questions and makes up answers for them.
Exactly. Yep.
MC, did you watch the Pixar movie Lightyear? I liked how they explained that. They made it really easy to explain that
Lightyear. Was that the new Buzz Lightyear one?
Yeah,
I think you mean like 2019, but yes.
No, I did never see that one.
Feelings about Buzz Lightyear as a character, but I did like how they did that.
Sarah said famously, "Go woke, go broke" after she saw that movie. But I'm glad she enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll put that on the list.
I enjoyed that
we
part.
have Disney Plus.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's good.
Okay.
MC, I hate to crush your dreams, but unless you alter the skin of a human, you could never travel at light speed.
It doesn't work
because
I know,
if you move
sustainable.
Yeah, if you move too fast, then the impact that would have on your skin would make it like fragile glass, and you would just shatter.
Whoa!
just speaking from a polymer.
Speaking from experience, when I went faster than light.
Been there, done that.
Has everybody seen what was that movie, The Three Body Problem or whatever?
It's not a movie; it's a TV show, and I've read the book. Yes, it's very good.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And do you know what the second book in the series is called?
Ooh, no. Are they going to make another one?
The Dark. It's already a trilogy. It's The Dark Forest.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So are they going to make a TV show? Is that thing?
They already did. I love you so much, buddy. They already did.
They already did? Oh, shit. I missed it.
They made some changes that I don't necessarily agree with. I think it's worth watching because it asks interesting questions for sure.
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah.
The book is devastating. I don't know if I recommend the book because I think it was originally written in either Korean or Chinese, and the son who speaks English translated it. So it's a little I'll be honest, I didn't love the book, but some of the ideas in it are really cool. But it's clearly been translated.
Translations. Yeah.
I have nothing against translations. This one felt like, oh, I bet this is beautiful in the original language it was written.
Yeah. Wait, so there's a trilogy. What's the third one?
I don't remember the name. I'll be honest, I didn't read the second one. I was like, I got what I needed here. I'm good. It asks and answers some cool questions, and it has a lot to say.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was a little grisly with that the nano wire thing.
Yeah.
God damn, that ship scene. I was like, what the fuck? It was crazy shit. But yeah, all in all, it's really good series.
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Netflix. Thank you for jumping in so early. I can't wait for the Netflix.
It's the first episode.
Yeah. They're actually, they just bought the script for the Scattered Sea. They're gonna make it an animated series. Yeah.
Damn, Drew, you're set for life.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. They're actually gonna have AI make it, so yeah. So, no writers.
So you might not be set for life.
No,
they're just gonna. They'll just bag all the money.
Yeah, they're gonna scrape it, and then they're gonna rename it the Spattered Sea, and then they're just gonna have AI generate it, and that'll be that. But I hope you guys like this. I think this is such a cool idea. I know
this is awesome.
Speaking is not everyone's favorite thing, but I thought it was cool.
Very fun, very informative.
Where else do you get to see Goku do his best?
The greedy.
Yeah. I don't love this.
What am I missing on whiteboard right now?
You're missing Goku doing the gritty.
Drew, have you seen the movie Him?
No,
Currently out on computers?
I wanted to, and then I read some reviews and went, oh, beans. I'll wait for this one on streaming.
Really? I liked it. I thought it was good.
I've not seen it. I've not seen it. I just read some reviews and said, oh, no. And I have a theater basically next door, and they're not playing it, so...
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, I did see One Battle After Another, and I'm happy to... I'd love to talk about that with someone if anyone else sees it.
That was a great movie, Drew.
Did you enjoy it?
I really did, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you typed all this.
Oh, what, the top? Yeah, it helps me kind of grok things when I'm actively typing it.
Oh my god, look at all this. Did like a little summary of the Professor Marcus weekly check. Thank you.
Drew, I think I'm going to send the 4th line to my advisor. Join lab with hella vibes, less financial stability. I'm sure that'll do wonders for his mental stability as well. So.
I'm sure he'd love that. Yeah.
Cool. All right, sounds good, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna check out, but we should do it again.
Yep.
I'll post. I want to wrangle some less participatory cousins.
Yeah, Isabel.
I don't know how. I'd love to hear what Isabel has to say. I'd love to see what Sydney would say. I'd love to see what Half Pint would say.
What about
They're not
Louis?
participatory because
if you could get Louis in any of our stuff, I'll blow a gasket. That'd be great.
What about Marcus David?
Of course, everyone has I love learning about people's interests. I think that's fascinating.
Drew, what about non-cousin affiliates?
I mean, we can have a conversation. I like, as long as they have something interesting to say. That's kind of all I'm interested in.
Okay.
How racist are they? We'll obviously talk about that stuff offline. Are they going to upset our sponsors? That's the stuff. Those are the questions I need answers.
Like I do.
Like Sarah's pissed off. We lost 3 sponsors in one stream.
You're welcome.
You know what? That's good. Fuck the big industries.
On that note, be kind, be cool.
Rewind.
Rewind. This is the Cousin Classroom first draft. First of many, hopefully.